No.
Yeah, because Rory was getting everything that she felt. Like, it wasn't.
Right on Q live, and we are live, and niggas going to nig.
And be late.
And be late, and this is Tyreek's second time being here. I'm being late, but the person that was not just on time, but very early. Introduce yourself, Miss
Penny Isaac. You guys already know who I am.
Relax. The infamous, of course, Pillow Talk, World Away, Penny on Penny.
You always do that.
The underrated championship
shit.
champagne episode.
I don't remember that happened.
Very good conversation.
Nah.
But I was, according to her and Tyreek, who just slandered me for it, said it was trash, said it was trash, said it was all this shit, so they forced me. I didn't want to talk to these niggas ever again. They said forced me to do another one just to redeem myself.
So we put a gun to your head and
That's exactly what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Cool.
Literally. But on that note, man, it is literally what happened. Like, as you would say, literally! But on that note of me being soft, let's talk about it, Penny. Why am I soft? Why did I lose the Suge label?
Because, like...
You got excited.
Yeah, because I've been waiting for this moment. Like,
also, shout out to Zach for making some food I never heard of. Let's see if it's good. You saw this thing.
Because, back in the day, when the podcast was really death row, and when niggas was late, you had the fuck you forever list. You were a lot more vocal, but it's not anymore. It just, dwindled away.
It's still in effect.
When was the last time somebody was inducted into the fuck you forever list? 2 years?
Nobody be doing stuff no more, to be honest.
No, people do a lot of shit to you. And they don't have to be guests. It could literally just be people of the world that just do shit.
Okay. No, yeah, for sure. We definitely got some funky... this is the...
Yeah, see, exactly. So you've gotten solved. There are people that could have went on the list, but you didn't induct them into it because you've gotten solved.
Nigga. Wrong nigga.
Woo!
I don't know this nigga.
Snap.
But on that note... see, for instance, Corey Lee, right? Corey Lee's on the fucking forever list because.
Oh wow, you're saying names today.
I never had a problem saying that. I've never had a problem
I thought
saying
you
that.
changed.
You see, this is the issue with Penny. You remember a certain time in the RightonQuelive journey when a bunch of shit was just happening.
And it was death row.
It wasn't me though. I was just responding to things. So, when it was the fake podcast beat, the quadruple thing, something else happened. All I can
So are you saying that everything has just been peaches and cream with the podcast?
Not peaches and cream,
for the last 2 years.
It's just been different things. I think people also just used to me more so now. So, as many things don't happen as much.
Okay, but do you admit that things have happened?
But not to that degree. It's be like a fucking forever, though.
So nobody has canceled.
So back to Corey Lee, for instance. So Corey Lee's on a fucking forever list. It wasn't like a podcast thing, but it was some other shit that we working on, whatever. And I just didn't like the way he handled the situation, whatever. Especially the way he be asking shit. So for that reason, he's on a fucking forever list. He can never get nothing from me, ask anything from me. Especially being a nigga that asks for a lot of things.
That's right, Suge.
So it's he.
Well, I ain't gonna call you Suge yet, because you gotta earn it. But
other people. So I feel this is what happens a lot of times now, right? People don't go full fledged with my other criteria to fuck you forever list, but they go halfway. So you might say, oh, well, you should have said fuck you forever list. I'd be like, well, that's just a mental note, whatever. So for instance, certain people before, niggas would not post anything to promote the episode. Now, they might just post it on one platform and not the
just
other.
Retweet it.
And I could be like,
once or twice.
well, they did something.
So what about the people, that, especially the people that you consider friends and then come to your event?
The live event, right? So the live event, for instance, shout out to Wayne, your favorite guy, Wayne. Shout out to Wizard.
I hate that nigga.
Oh, it's interesting, Zach. I'm not sure I'm gonna finish this though, but it's very interesting.
I'm surprised you tried it.
Yeah.
What did it taste like?
It smelled better than it tasted. There's a lot going on in it.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, it's delicious. I know what you're saying.
But yeah, so someone like Wayne, I consider a friend for a long time, and when people come up with weird reasons, that's also how I look at it. To me, if you support me in other ways, but then just not that particular event, to me, I can't hold that against you outright.
So even though I retweet and promote your podcast,
you might have bought a shirt, you did other things, and support me in other ways. You think that's a good enough reason? Fuck you forever because you ain't come to that live event.
No, but
because I told my deal that was weird.
No, but it literally to me, I don't really put stock in like somebody retweeting something or like reposting something. It's cool. Thank you so much. Like I really do appreciate that, and that is a form of support. But like, if I'm your friend, how far are you really willing to go? Like, you can't buy a ticket, and not only just buy a ticket, but actually show up. Because
you also said that's not good enough.
Yeah, because it's just not. Like,
even they bought a ticket.
It's just not. It's not good enough because to me, time is a lot more valuable than the money.
Fair.
I could have bought my own fucking tickets if, like, you know, it was about the money. Like 50 Cent bought out Ja Rule's, you know, his whole show, and it was nobody there. So it's not about
2 rules.
So he still made the money, but it's not always about the money. It's about people actually coming to show support. Because I would much rather, like, say one of my friends, if I had an event and one of my friends couldn't afford to get a ticket, I would much rather you come just to, like, show support and just tell me, like, yo, I can't really afford to come, but I still want to show you love. Like, that matters more to me than you just buying a fucking ticket and just saying, like, you know, I don't, or expecting or feeling like you don't have to show up just because you bought a ticket, because it's just like, what the fuck is $10?
But what if some people just literally couldn't make it?
I don't give a fuck. I don't, like, period. Like, I just don't, unless somebody died, like, unless somebody went to the hospital, like, unless you had, like, some kind of business meeting that involves some money. Like, if you're my friend, unless it was, like, extenuating circumstances, if you're my friend, I expect you to be there. I don't give a fuck about nothing else. Hey, Tyriq, you're late. Yes, we're recording.
Get very comfortable right there on the couch. So Tyriq, what we're talking about as you come in, you know, like an hour late.
Friends not really being friends and being supportive.
An hour late,
nigga. Friends not being friends, coming late to shit. This ain't real support.
Y'all full of shit. Y'all started like 10 minutes ago.
When nigga, that's a friend. When he'll justify his lateness,
right?
Disrespect your craft and your brand, all type of shit.
I would never disrespect anybody's brand because.
So what do you think?
I disrespect people's crafts all the time.
So we were talking about, you know, back to the live event, whatever. You know, we like, I remember your opinion, but me and Ping had different opinions. When she was like, yeah, if someone not coming to my live event, even though they could have been a friend to me and could have supported me in other ways in previous ways, even in the financial ways, all that is avoided because they didn't come to that one event.
Fuck you.
I mean, yeah, especially if I mean, unless they have like a legitimate thing that was already explained to you prior, but if somebody gassing you like, yeah, I'm gonna be there, then they just don't show up, that's bullshit.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
I do think explanations are hold a whole lot of weight, but you think even if it's an explanation, it still wouldn't count.
Explanations do. Yeah, like, what's your explanation? Like, I left the right on so I had to turn back around. Like, what was your explanation? Like,
did your house burn down?
I can't be mad at you because somebody died. That's different. It's like, well, yeah, somebody died. Like,
well, they died, but the funeral wasn't that day. You can mad?
I mean, they died that day. That's
different. That's
well,
different.
they didn't die that day. Like, yo, I'm not.
Well, I mean,
now
you're like on the fence. Like, you're
because you gotta judge it. Like, did they die like weeks ago? And
how close were you to this person?
Exactly. Like, who is this person to
your
you?
cousin?
Like,
nigga, fuck you. That's how.
No, not even that. But it's just like if it's your great grandmother and like she was like 108. It's just like
he was close though.
Are you sad about that? Like,
yeah.
She lived a very long life.
But he was
it
close.
Just time to
she had more time.
Or like,
I mean, obviously, death is like one of those things where, you know, like, we're talking about like legitimate people that's
right.
like gassing your fucking event, gassing your brand, hyping shit to be on your show, all this other shit, and then like when it comes to actually showing up and being there, they're like, oh, they just dub it.
Because showing up is the most important part for me. I can make my own fucking money. I don't need your little $10. So it's not about that. It's about you actually being there.
The way I look at stuff also is like just like a hierarchy of things. So
of course.
List.
Right, you're so detailed.
No, but like, of course, like to me, like when you brought up friend, you know, there were like a couple friends literally that didn't show up with it. But like to me, it was mostly
Did they have good excuses?
Not for the most part, really.
Oh, okay.
But I still choose like, all right, cool, that's just mental note. But if you still do other things, I just choose not to just void everything, whatever. But still, to me, it's like friends. I expect certain things from friends, but everything under that is just a friend. I mean, just an associate or acquaintance.
I mean, yeah.
I just it is what it is. So why am I even expecting something of you to that degree? To me, that's just an endless list of an endless way of just disappointment because we not friends. So who are you? Even if you say certain things, gas certain things, we not friends.
Well, an acquaintance is different, but like as in the case with
all this social media shit is just acquaintance. Like people.
No,
say
but that's different. I'm talking about like
friends.
your friends, like as is the case with Fede Wayne. You know, like I just think that's completely unacceptable, especially since you brought him on this platform multiple times, like and played his bullshit music that nobody listens to anyway.
It's pretty good. It's pretty
you know,
good.
it's just like why would you not show up?
Yeah.
Did he give you a reason?
I don't really remember.
Yeah, so it wasn't important. It wasn't like somebody died.
Nobody
went to jail. Like it wasn't. It's just that he didn't want to be there. He didn't feel like it was important enough for him to be there. And for me, if that was a friend of mine, like I would have an issue with that.
He have a babysitter. Wasn't that what it was?
Possibly.
It was something like that. It's not a babysitter situation.
But if you know about the event ahead of time, then if it's important to you, then you'll make plans to get a babysitter if that's the case.
Yes and no. Like I do understand.
Another lesson I learned through this podcast is like you can't fake for
babysitters
people.
and babysitters fall through.
But even if they did it, let's say it really was. Like I just like to try to think for others, like why you didn't think this way.
I said people can use it as an excuse, but it does happen.
He could always, you know, if you got a kid, that could always be an excuse.
And you could be like, well, why you didn't plan this shit 2 months ago? That's what I would have did because you want to be organized. It's like niggas, people don't think like that. Like so people not organized.
Yeah, but if it's important to you, like I bet you if it was who's his favorite rapper?
Biggie. If Biggie was alive and came out for reincarnation.
Yeah, like, and if Biggie would have been at that event, he would have brought the baby. Cause there's been times like there was an episode where the baby was there, so it's just like it's truly unacceptable.
Babies and bars, I like
it. On Rated R podcast.
Moving on though.
Baby just rocking.
So one of the most ridiculous takes I've ever heard from anybody that I know came from Tyreek. When Tyreek said cheating should be a crime.
Oh, it should.
If you cheat, you should go to jail.
Absolutely.
For years.
Absolutely. I mean, obviously, it's gonna be circumstantial based on like the outcome of it. Yeah, like it is. There are gonna be circumstances where it's like it is a case though. Like you cheat. Like if I want to press charges, I can press charges. And I feel like that should be a thing.
Especially since we're so serious about mental health.
Yeah.
Shit like that nowadays.
Motherfuckers be going through like depression for like a year straight after a breakup or getting cheated on.
Or if you also, they be dying.
Yeah, they do.
You
Technically, you can die
from
from heartache. Yeah. It's a thing.
It's the most bitch-made shit I ever heard in my life. Die from a heartbreak. Like.
You better pray mama never leave you. Because if I see you snot
better
bubbles
not
out your
cry
fucking, I'll be like, shut the fuck
right,
up.
Shut your bitch ass up. Like all that shit you was up, and then you a bitch.
You better check on her. Who the catch here? You better check on her. Me crying. What?
I mean, that's what we all.
But not reality. I said die though. Not even just.
I've never cried because somebody broke up.
Not because they broke up.
You said die. Forget the whole crying part. You said die
from heartbreak.
That's a different kind of bitch.
It's not. Like your body releases chemicals, it's hormones. Your body, like there's things that happen to your body.
Bitch made because you got some.
When I was a kid, I read in Jet magazine. I probably was like 7. I read in Jet magazine once that this lady, she and her husband had been together for like 50 years. It was like 50 plus years. They were both in their 70s, and then he died first, and she like sat down at the funeral and died too. Like after she like went to go view his body, when she sat down, she died.
They were just going to.
No, it was heartache.
It's heartache.
Why?
It's literally what's the term?
She lost the love of her. You ever been with somebody for 50 years?
Not yet.
Right.
I'm also not 70 though. 70-year-olds die every day, B.
Okay, Q.
No, like she was. Yeah, like she was like 27 or something. Yo, her love of her life got shot, and then she died right at the funeral too. That'd be kind of wild.
However the hell you say this, right there, Taka Sum Boom Cardio. Something.
It's a medical condition for anything.
But it's a legit medical thing that happens, like because your heart is broken.
No, I think the most bitch-made thing is like dying from like a vending machine falling on you. They said like a small percentage of people like die from that every year. It's like 3% or something.
How does it even?
Because they be shaking it, trying to get their stuff.
That's the most bitch-made shit ever.
I shake shit all the time too, but it's never that deep. Like
I don't deserve a funeral if I die from a vending machine.
Y'all be thinking about how like ways y'all would die? Y'all be thinking about that? I be thinking about that a lot.
No, I don't. No, but I do.
I hope that I die in my office with a fucking view of the city, like being an asshole, still walking into all my employees. They be like, I'm glad that motherfucker died. Like I want my employees to hate me to that point when I die. When I'm old and I'm running my shit like
I'm glad that motherfucker died.
Like, I want to be like the last fucking person standing. Like
mark my word, like I'll be sick wherever I'm at afterwards if I die in a corny ass way. Like,
what's a corny way to die?
Yeah, like what?
I get hit by a car or something. Right?
That's not corny. That's an accident.
That's corny.
No,
That's
but
corny.
that is,
you
like,
go out that way, like out. Like
you mean like if as a pedestrian, if you get hit by a car? Oh, okay.
Like, I'm just walking to the gas station, car just hit me, it's over. That's trash.
Or a bus.
Oh.
But even a bus, that's like a little bit more dramatic than like.
That's worse. Yeah, you're right. That's trash.
Yeah.
Because
9 times out of 10 it was your fault because you should have saw the bus coming.
A bus is different, yeah. Like how you not see a bus. A car can really like zoom out of anywhere and hit you, but a bus. Yeah, but
a bus is like.
They have to accelerate. Like you can have time to get away.
And they're big, so it's just like, how did you miss it? Like you just.
No, but let's say he made a crazy ass turn, and just, like,
but you still see.
Let's say he ran the light.
But you still see a bus.
But still, he hit you.
But yeah, a bus is.
I had it right away.
You did, but it's a bus.
Yeah, but it's not about that, and we know it's not about the pedestrian having the right of way.
That's what makes it corny, though.
I don't know.
Point is,
I don't think about it.
I'm only trying to go out like I'm old or like in my sleep. Like that's like the only two options.
But I do think about whether I would want to drown or be burnt to death.
Yeah, that's like I don't know the answer.
I think I'd rather drown.
Yeah.
Really?
Burning might take
I'd rather burn to death.
No.
Well, they say because your nerve endings turn off, so eventually you stop feeling the pain. Whereas though when you drown, you feel it till you actually die.
I'm cool.
So the pain is longer when you drown.
You ever seen Poseidon?
Yeah, I did.
It's an intense drowning.
It's very intense.
Yeah. I'm like, oof.
Because when drowning, you have to wait till your lungs literally like fill up.
Yeah.
Versus when you burn to death, like depending on your pain levels, your body may shut off.
Yeah, but I'm really not fast. Like if I'm on fire, I'm not worried about my pain levels.
But you like your pain levels hit to a certain time and your body shuts off. You pass out. You just burn. You don't feel nothing. You just dead and burning.
And then I feel like the water would be much more relaxing than like my skin being on fire.
I mean,
they say that drowning is like the worst pain, like because it's like you're exploding from the inside.
Yeah.
I guess what a broken heart feels like.
I don't know.
Maybe I don't know. I've never had my heart broken.
I never had a broken heart where it was like physically pain. Well, no, I have.
Like mentally.
I have.
But not like, it didn't feel like I was exploding.
Wait a minute.
It just was like
that shit did hurt.
It did hurt. It hurt. It was like an achy pain though. It wasn't like a exploding from the
No, you know what? I'm lying. I definitely felt that way. I felt like I exploded from the inside out. Like my heart was like about to bust out my chest.
Oh, that's intense.
Yeah. But it wasn't like a relationship or anything like that. It was just like, somebody that you love and look up to, you find out they're a fraud.
You're dramatic.
Yeah. No, I'm dancing. That shit hurts. Like, imagine if somebody you looked up to, like, you just found out it all was just a lie.
It won't be that deep. But I feel it though.
Really? Like.
I don't look up to nobody that much.
Not even your parents? You don't look
up to your parents? That's different. I don't think about people I don't know, but you're right. That's different.
Right. Gotcha. It's just like if the person that
like my mom to being a crackhead.
Yeah, or like if she was a prostitute at some point, or something crazy where it's just like.
I always say a lot of men
that like issues their mom. I feel like I would just like really laugh in my mom's face if I found out she was doing crack all this time. I would really be like, "You are drooling, like crack."
I'm not saying that specifically.
I'd be devastated if my
I wouldn't be devastated. I would just be like, "You're drooling." Like I would just have
you're drooling
like crack.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know how I would feel about
crack.
I wouldn't be devastated though.
I would just randomly say it when I walk past or something.
It's like finding out your dad is a bitch or something. Like
yeah, that's a little different though. Like if you find out your dad like is a pussy, that's different.
Yeah, like he just used to get beat up all the time.
You wouldn't care about that? If your dad was like grown and shit.
Like that wouldn't be the heart busting thing I'm saying. I would care for it, but that wouldn't be that tier.
Okay, yeah, for me it would be because my dad was a street nigga, so it's like.
So you already know that's up there, but
like if I found that like he was just getting smacked and beat up and spit on, it's just like, yo, like you're not my dad. Like no, like that shit is crazy.
You know that's the thing where niggas be like, oh your dad was a snitch. Shows like niggas.
Yeah, that is like triggering for me. Like
I'd be like.
If your dad was a snitch, we couldn't hang out, kids.
Like that shit is crazy. Really? Like that shit is wild.
He a rat, so he raising mice. Like what you
real shit. Like that mean you would snitch on me or something.
What are you talking about, nigga?
It's like I wouldn't think you were trustworthy or something. Like,
really?
Like if I found out your dad like really like ran his mouth and snitched on some fucking people, I'd be like, wow. Like I would be like, yo, wow, Q, your dad really was a snitch.
I would cry. Like I would cry so hard because it's just like that's your dad.
Because he raised you.
You're his offspring.
Yeah, it's like damn, that's crazy.
I'll take offspring seriously, huh?
Yeah, because they say like your kids will pay for your sins.
Who said that?
People, that's like a saying. Like, you know, our children pay.
Because they're a
for
reflection
sins.
of you, so people still look at them as a reflection of you. It's a part of you.
Yeah.
So a lot of things that you do, it is like passed on to you. Your kids can break things, but it is passed on to your kids.
And not even that, but like I know, like you know, in the streets and stuff like that, if somebody can't get to you, they'll like get your kids. So it's, even if they had nothing to do with nothing.
I mean, that's for anybody, you know, though. Also,
your kids inherit your sins.
I mean, also with your cousin, your grandma, mom.
But your kids hurt more.
Yeah.
I'm saying they the ones getting fucked up to it. I'm not even your child. I'm your cousin. They fucking me up because they can't get to you. That's what I was saying. But what was talking about the heartbroken shit? Yeah, with the crackhead. Oh, I was gonna say, me and Lena talk too much shit, so she turned to a crackhead. Like my whole life would just be different. My whole perspective on things would be different. Saying I was really hurt. I found she smoked cigarettes as a child. Oh, you smoke fucking cigarettes? Like.
Remember I told you I used to, when I was a kid, I smoked cigarettes.
I only do the same thing.
I told you
When
that.
you tell me that?
I told
I
you.
just like cigarette
I put it in
butts.
the group chat.
Cigarette
I put it in the, y'all was both laughing. You must have been fried.
Probably.
Because y'all both was cracking up. You was like, yo, what was y'all doing?
Too. He was,
Yes, he was dying when I told you.
Cigarette butt?
Yes,
That's any fucking thing.
I didn't know it was bad. Like I was like 5, and I used to see my grandma smoke cigarettes, so I just thought, I was like, let me try it.
When I learned how to read, and I could see that it said cause cancer on the side of it, I used to be panicking. I used to like pour water in my aunts and them cigarette cartridges, and they used to be like, "Who did this?" And I'm like, "You're gonna get cancer."
You would have got your ass whooped in my household.
I was never around nobody smoking cigarettes.
They ain't beat me. They just used to be mad as shit.
Yeah. Now I can't stand cigarette smoke. Oh my god.
So last thing I was here on I told Penny already, the underrated championship champagne episode, underappreciated.
It was weird. Should have been.
What? Other episode?
Yeah.
So Tyriq, the one thing you was mad you couldn't talk about when you was a side nigga.
I was not mad about not
No,
talking.
you was mad. You wanted to make your testimony about your side nigga past, your side nigga.
No, it was gonna be a conversation about playing the side.
You was
I
like,
was not upset.
What a
time
time it was.
I'm pressed to be out here to be
You
somebody's
was
side.
pressed. You wanted to talk about it.
Right, you trying to ruin his image.
Okay, right. Y'all every time nigga say I was pressed to be out here with any fucking body, let alone somebody's side.
No, you pressed to talk about it with us. We pressed that conversation.
It was a funny conversation.
Let's talk about it.
Now, why you pull out your phone?
Yeah, you got notes about it?
Oh,
yeah, so the date of
so it was, side situations can be very, very, very beneficial, I feel like.
I agree.
I'm nervous.
Very.
Why you nervous?
Because I ain't know,
Penny nervous. Penny too grown to be nervous.
The guilt make you tilt when you start getting nervous for some reason. Like.
There's nothing to be nervous about if you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, fuck, I'm not nervous. Like, I'm a thug. Like, I don't.
Yeah. I don't be giving a fuck.
I
I just don't, because it's not
my
situation.
Tell us about your experience. How did that go?
Also, fast forward, you do it again, right?
Alright, see, man. Yeah, but I think it just depends on like the circumstances. It's not like something like I'm out here specifically looking for a situation to fuck up somebody's home. People like, oh, like you're a home wrecker, like. Cause I don't give a fuck about none of that. Like I
don't give a fuck about your home to wreck it.
I don't care about your kids, your fucking significant other, your wife, your husband. I don't care a fuck about none of that shit.
I don't give a fuck if your bitch get hit by a car.
I don't care about. Don't call me and tell me none of that shit. Like I don't want to hear none of that shit. Like, and that's just what it come down to. I've had an experience before where
was the sex good?
The sex was good.
Okay.
The sex was really good actually, but
was it because of the
thrill?
Yeah.
No, because it was no thrill. That's not a thrill to me. Because I don't give a fuck. That's not a thrill. Like the thrill is.
I would agree too. It was a thrill too. Because not because of the side thing. I don't care about that. But I've been wanting to hit. So when it happened, I'm like, yeah, I can find it off my list type thing.
So it wasn't. So it wasn't heightened because she had a boyfriend.
No, I didn't care.
But some people they do. That is like a part of.
How long did y'all like continue your sexual?
It was a little small situation.
I know, but about how many months?
3 months, 6 months, a year.
What about you?
Oh, my situation was 7 months to be exact.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
That was it was a funny situation though because it was like they was engaged and everything. I was really
You say you was down low, right?
I mean,
obviously.
Yes
He's
and
an
no.
extra woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously.
No, but I said yes and no because it was a very strange situation. Like, he was like, oh, yeah, like, I'm going to let her know about all this stuff I don't give a fuck about. I don't understand why you telling me any of this shit.
Because
like,
it's not like you want to be with him.
At all.
Why?
Because he's broke.
Being a cheat. Oh, there's that.
So if he wasn't broke, you would have wrecked their home?
No.
Wow.
I wouldn't have wrecked their home. But
I didn't. Why?
Yeah, like, I'm scared.
But I'm just saying,
like, the bitch I fuck with, she had the worst person
I
wouldn't
be with this person.
She had the worst person I've ever experienced. So.
And you a cheater.
That's
I'll
wait for you to say
that.
that.
It's like, you're a cheater. At the end of the day, like, what you doing to this person, you gonna do to me? I don't want you.
People be cuffing aside though, like.
No.
They be doing that.
I mean, if it's beneficial for the side, but you gotta, it's game. People run game. Like, motherfuckers will, like, be with somebody because it's convenient. So, yeah, like, somebody be willing to.
No, that's true.
Like, all right, I'm a side situation and I'm a ruin this home because they have something that I want. They're like, everything is a game to some people. Mm-hmm. So some situations, a person be in it because not to ruin the home because they hate that person or want to one up, but they just want something. They want the image, the house, the car, the money, something that person has. They want it.
It's jealousy.
Yeah.
Because I know, like, I had a situation. And you know, I just
church say amen.
I was like so sexually attracted to this nigga that it was just like, yo, like I couldn't breathe sometimes because it's just like I want to fuck you so bad.
Wow,
like,
that's intense. That's very
y'all never had like those like where your palms start sweating?
Women are so dramatic.
No, like I'm dead serious.
I want to fuck you
like,
so bad, my chest hurt.
No, real shit. Real shit. That's really how
I don't want to fuck nobody if my chest hurt.
All right, well, I wanted to do it to him so bad that
like, if my chest hurt because I want to fuck you, that's a sign that I shouldn't fuck you. Like,
yo, real shit. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like,
because in my mind, like, yeah, like I don't.
It's just like your palms get sweaty.
Because
like,
what if it's really that good?
It's like you can't, like, even now.
Was it that
like,
good?
Even now, it's just like I don't know, like, you just get sweaty and like you just get anxious. It's like you want to do it so bad, and this is how I felt. So, you know, like I told him I want to fuck you, and you know he did what he had to do and he made it happen. Like we arranged it, but
move the assets around.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Restructure contracts.
Yeah, and you know,
signed off some liabilities.
But what I will say, like, the grass is never always greener.
The grass ain't greener on the other
ever.
side.
So you know,
I would never know because I ain't checking for the grass.
Yeah, but you know that was what it was. It was good. I'm glad I fucked them.
Yeah, because once upon a time you said you would never.
I know, I did.
And I was like.
I feel like everybody.
No,
you decide. Don't know you decide.
But you want to know what's crazy?
I believe everybody would do it knowingly at least once. It's okay. Like,
no, cool. But you
especially if you are not invested. Like you're not invested in that person.
No, but what's crazy is like this situation was like different in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, without me giving too much detail, it was just different, and you know, everybody was just all in the same accord. Nice. So that's why I engaged in this. Now, if it was like a situation where, you know, a nigga was happy in his relationship and
I think if it was whoever this nigga is,
his girl wasn't so open, then
this Tupac reincarnated type nigga, right?
Wait, never mind.
This type nigga,
what?
He don't. You said it wasn't so open.
Yeah, like, you know, people be into like open relationships.
They think the girl was
like
into
that.
it.
Was into what? Girls?
No, yeah, like you saying that if the situation was different.
Oh, I don't know about that, but I'm saying, like, you know, if basically he got permission to, yeah, so you know, if it, cause
that's intense. Permission is intense too.
Yeah, because if he was like sneaking around, I wouldn't even thought he was thorough enough to like get any pussy. Mm-hmm. So it's like.
Yeah, but I think it was like this type of nigga that you really like, whatever, and then his bitch was super weak. And he kind of was just like, yeah, you know, she loyal, we got a good history, but I'm just, but you like, I think that would interest your ego enough that you'd be like, you know, he a good look, you know, he got his own shit, you know, he got bread, and you got bread too. I think that would interest your ego enough to entertain that as well.
No,
not at the side.
Cause it's just like if your bitch is weak and if you're no longer happy and if you like me, then leave.
leave yet.
But I'm not playing the side. I'm damn sure not playing the side until you leave because that's that's a Netflix special.
Or not even.
It's not about the end. It's like, but I want my palms are sweaty. And I just want to fuck.
But that's what I'm saying.
But that's two different things,
that.
though. Like, it's just the sex. That's
I still got that. I wasn't like, I've never been in love, so I wasn't looking for love from this nigga. I wasn't like, my emotions weren't caught up in any of this. Right. So it was just, really the only emotion I had was lust. And of course we enjoyed each other's company. Lust, laughter, lust and laughter. That's like the perfect
side situation, side dish.
Yeah, like nothing too serious. Like I'm not about to tell you about my lineage, and you don't have to tell me about yours. Like
Why you ain't never been in love?
I don't know. Like I just don't be feeling it.
When we gonna let go of this ex nigga? Who? The ex nigga that never got pussy, but
what you mean let him go? I've let him go.
No, you didn't let him go.
I have.
He's still clean. He's still clean.
But he's still a great guy. Like that's one nigga that I can honestly say I could not talk to for years, and if I call him and tell him something wrong just because he got love for me, he'll like show up.
Okay, don't call him ever again.
Why? We call each other to check in. Like this nigga still send my mom edible arrangements for her birthday.
That's a bit much.
Like he sent her flowers.
That's a bit.
He sent her flowers. Like he'll give me
If any of my exes sent my mom any damn thing, return it.
Yeah, but I don't hate him though. Like
I don't hate you, but this is not.
If it was an ex I hated, it was just like.
Whether I hate you or love you, don't send my mom flowers. Don't send her edible. We got this covered. We don't need you to send nothing extra.
But he used to do that when we was in a relationship.
Right.
Like,
so then we're not. Stop. Send it to your mother.
He do all types of shit.
So double up. Send her a bigger one. It's my mother none. Like I don't understand. Like what?
Let him go. Let him fly.
But yeah, I've let him.
And he never hit. I'm just tired of this. I hate. Or
you got a girlfriend?
Let him fuck once,
I don't
please.
know. I haven't talked to him. And when we do talk, I don't ask him like, "Do you have a bitch?" That's not a conversation that we have.
What the fuck?
No, I'm not sexually attracted to him. Like that's why we've never had sex.
I'm not trash.
I'm not sexually attracted. That's like the only guy that ever loved me, I feel like. Cause I was in high school and we talked on the phone. Yeah, we talked on the phone.
I dated people in high school that I never had sex with.
No, and I really but I was having sex in high school. I just didn't have sex with him. Like I just wasn't fucking him because I wasn't sexually attracted to him. But, like we met in high school, the conversation was dope, like, and he was just a real gentleman. And that was like a complete 360 from like the guy that I was in a relationship with before that. So I was just like, oh, okay, well, this is the person, this is the kind of guy that I should be with. Like just under 2 years, but on and off, like since I was 16. So he's been in my life since I was 16.
I'd be disgusted at my son. Like, you want to talk about your heart exploding and just open like.
Because he's sending a girl mom edible rings and still never got no pussy.
Yeah, that was the guy.
That would be like my mom being a crackhead, then my son being like a nigga.
Oh my God, you are dramatic.
Right there. I'd be like, you that type of nigga, G.A. Jr. That's the type of shit you get into.
I would just be mad that you spending money on bullshit. Like I won't even care. It's just like, why are you sending it? Find somebody else to send that to. Feed a homeless person. Like they don't need that.
Yeah, but
like, what are you trying to prove? That would be my thing. Like, you want to spend money?
But yeah, he fell in love so hard because, like, I just wasn't, like, I was so mean to him. I just wasn't one of those bitches that, like, you could just get pussy from. Because this nigga, like, he used to fuck a lot of bitches. So when he met me, that's why he was so turned on, because it's just like, nigga, I'm not for your bullshit. Yeah. Like, he started writing poetry, like, once he first started talking to me, because y'all know Wale was my favorite rapper or whatever.
Ooh,
so
the Wale angle.
So he used to get jealous and stuff, and then because I like Tupac, like, he would listen to a lot of Tupac songs.
He was trying to get
I'm gonna roll some concrete.
Yeah, like, no, real, he got a poem called that. The Rose That Grew.
Alright, so we had a discussion one time, and y'all kind of wasted it in the whole chat, and I was annoyed by it, whatever.
Did we?
But I thought it was interesting. Do gay men act like women, or do women act like gay men?
I think that gay men act like women. Tyreek don't think that.
Yeah, and that's that.
That's that?
That's that.
Y'all was fucking
the game. We talked about it already.
And I was confused the whole fucking time looking at my phone like, what the fuck?
No, he got in a group chat, started a whole bunch of bullshit, and then just left.
And then did. That's how you do it.
That's he always do that.
He always be like, and then run off. Like, you shake some shit up, then run off.
Yes.
Like,
and and try to act like all of a sudden he busy.
He be like, y'all should have saved this for
yes.
you finna. Like, not what?
Y'all said what topics you got? I said I got these. Y'all zeroed in on one joint. Zoop.
No,
we
said
time.
we said a few were funny. We talked about it.
We talked about a couple of them.
Yeah.
But
it's when we disagreed when it became a threat.
Yeah, that's why it became a threat.
It's a threat, alright.
He do that on Twitter too.
Yeah.
What?
Like you stir some shit and then
dip
like,
off.
Once the timeline blow up, like Q just
and then he come back hours later and
everybody.
retweet.
Yes. He start retweeting everybody responses.
Don't respond and then he like, wow,
right.
LOL. But fucking the side.
Shout out to the LOL.
A random ass GIF. Like, what the hell is going on? No real
response. That's my random ass GIFs, nigga.
You just described yourself.
Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that ain't cute. That's you.
You do put a random GIF up there when he retweet shit.
Speaking of that, you know.
I'm happy that you said GIF and not GIF. That's like a pet peeve of mine. But
the world just learned how to say this shit like a year ago.
Well, they should have been there. You can Google it. It's a 3-letter word.
GIF is better. No, GIF is better.
Yeah, GIF is better.
GIF is kind of harsh. But we're going with it. But I think Penny did have a point, even though I saw some of your points. But I was falling more on my side because, like, that's something that I don't understand with this whole new conversation about sexuality, spectrum, and shit, whatever.
Okay.
The feminine and masculine energy. And a lot of people be like, we all have it all. Like, but are women not, like, feminine? Is there just no separation, or just like we both just have everybody have both?
I think that to truly,
there's no point to even talk about it.
I think that to truly have this conversation, you have to have this conversation from a viewpoint of evolution and a viewpoint of progression. You can't have the conversation based on what was. You have to have a conversation based on what is. So that's the conversation that I was having, was based on what is, based on the knowledge that we have now, the research that has been done now. Let's say like 20, 30 years ago, that would have been the thing. Yeah, a gay man is acting like a woman. Now that we understand sexuality, now that we understand
but not just gay men. I said flamboyant.
Well, flamboyant men as well. But like
that's important.
But to be flamboyant and to what you said, like emulate a woman where that's not them trying to be a woman. That's them doing what makes them comfortable. If they identify as a woman, then that's a transgender person. If they don't identify as a woman, they find they're comfortable wearing heels or weave or makeup, they're not trying to be a woman. I get what you're saying. They may look like a woman in someone's eyes, but them themselves, they're not trying to be a woman.
You saying they're trying to be comfortable. So is it not safe to say
them
they're trying to be a woman makes them comfortable?
No, they're just being themselves. They're not trying to do anything. They're being themselves.
Okay, well, them emulating women could be their comfort zone. That was my point.
But my point is they're not trying. That's the whole point. Like, you have to actively try to do something to emulate.
So is there such thing as trying to be a woman?
Yeah.
You're saying you gotta get the surgery.
If someone's a drag queen, they're literally doing that. If someone does this for cosplay,
but what's the difference
for
between,
cosplay, if someone's doing this for a costume, if someone's transgender, they are going to.
What's the difference between a drag queen and
some a flamboyant gay that wear wigs?
Because a guy may wear a sew and weave and heels, but he's not a drag queen. He's not wearing gowns, and he may not be performing, and he's not on the street.
But what if he is wearing gowns because that's what makes him comfortable?
But then that's fine, but he's not representing himself as a woman.
So a drag queen is like the whole
thing. They call themselves girl, big. They literally emulate women. They are exaggerations of women. That's what they're trying to do, be an exaggeration of a woman. Okay. Some men that are, wearing hair or makeup or whatever, they're not trying to be women. They're just being themselves. That's what they're comfortable doing, what they're comfortable wearing. And these kind of men have been around since the beginning of time. They've never been considered you're trying to be a woman. They're just themselves. These type of men are represented in the Quran and the Bible. Like, they're there and they've always been there. That's what I'm saying. Like, I understand what you were saying, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not emulating. They're just being themselves. Based on where we are today in society, we should also be a lot more open, understanding of non-binary roles of gender, play all of those things. It's like, just to say you're emulating a woman because you're wearing this, that's like a very blind-sided way to take things.
Because even in this conversation now, you still haven't been able to tell us what's the difference between that and a drag queen.
I just told you what's the difference.
Listen, outside of a drag queen openly saying, like, I'm trying to.
But they are, because drag queens go home.
Because all the flamboyant gays I know that wear wigs and weave and makeup and heels and all of that stuff, they say bitch and girl and all this other shit.
But my thing is, drag queens take it off.
They call each other girl.
You get what I'm saying? Drag queens go home and they take it off. Drag queens, they put on a show. They're performing when they go up on stage, when they show up to events, or when they do it. When they do like come through events or whatever, they're there to emulate an exaggeration of a woman. Someone that gets up every day and just comb or straighten their hair and put on heels, and that's just how he's walking through the world, and he calls himself a man, he's not emulating a woman, he's just being himself.
Yeah, then we can still agree.
Yeah, we've been agree to disagree, but I'm just yeah, I just don't. I think to
so what
have
are your
that
thoughts?
Q obviously agrees with you, so.
No, after
also, like I said, even in the discussion, I thought when you bring up stats on shit, whatever, it was just interesting to take in all the information, whatever. And I am with you that like I liked your whole saying like the preface of like we have to look at it now as not what was, whatever. That's also the whole idea with sexuality. You know, it's a constant learning.
It's a constant, and we've learned now that sexuality is a fluid thing. It's not something.
I still don't understand it, but I'm.
But it's not for us to understand.
What you mean?
Everything isn't for us to fully understand.
But I'm also saying I'm open to be like, oh, I get it as more information may come out or like more examples of some.
Yeah, because what happens is, you know, in the gay community, when a person who's not part of the community, when they don't understand, you get bashed for it. So, you know.
But then, like, even when I was explaining to you in the group chat, like, you refused to, like,
I got it. I just didn't agree.
Okay.
And that's just what it is. I understood what you were saying, but, you know, the numbers that you sent over was not what I was asking for.
But you were, it was, if you narrow it down,
not really,
it was.
because an accurate, I guess, poll or whatever you want to call it.
Because
like,
what you're describing doesn't exist. A person is doing this, they're considered non-binary. So what you're describing is like you're being derogatory. That person doesn't exist. You're emulating a woman. That's a derogatory thing to say to somebody. They're just a non-binary person. They're not emulating anything. So the statistics that you're looking for don't exist. No one would. That's a biased statistic to do.
Like I told you.
How would you even create that poll?
What I was looking for was more so like if you asked flamboyant gays, like, you know, who's your biggest influence? Because I told you that. I said a lot of them would say women. Like, a lot of them would be inspired by women. So
and
that's
you say to that.
So that's what I was. That would be more of an accurate. That would be more of an accurate poll for me. Like the numbers, like based off of that, not none of what you said.
Okay, so how about this? So if we ask,
and again, I understood. I just still don't agree.
All right. So we asked all the flamboyant gay men or whatever. The simple question: are you acting like a woman?
Are you emulating a woman?
Acting or emulating a woman?
Yeah.
You think they would say?
Yeah.
Yes, and you would say you think they would say no. I'm just being myself.
Or you know, if you want to switch the question around, it could be who's your greatest influence? Like yeah, you know, to you as a person.
That's right. Yeah, I remember. Cause I saw a photo one time on the timeline where they saying, "Yo, women take so much from the gay men. It's not us. It's not us trying like, yo, y'all acting like us." I was like,
yeah, and that's weird because it's just like.
I think it's a.
But you would say that's not a thing either. Like
it's not. I think it's a shared thing, though. I think it's a very shared thing. Like cultural things are very shared. So like amongst like the gay culture, a lot of things are like evident that it was created in that culture, and then it's transferred back. Because a lot of gay men have women friends, so it's just transferred back. They just pick up on it, and it just spreads. So I don't think it's a bad thing that people take things and run with it, but it is a thing that things do start.
Yeah, but when you say shit like we're trying to be like you, it's just like y'all can't have us.
But I don't think anyone's
whether you're
trying
gay,
to be
straight,
like
or whatever. Like we're women.
Both
like
both sides. I don't think anyone's trying to be like anyone else. I think that's just people wanting to hold ownership of things that don't belong to anybody. You know what I mean? Like I don't own the right to wear something. I don't own the right. My gender doesn't own the right to do something. Those are literally just preferences. So like if I said some shit and you find it funny and you go and I'm like, oh, Q stole. You didn't steal anything. Like we hang around each other. Most likely you're gonna pick up on some of my traits. I'm gonna pick up on some of your. That's just how people.
But we're also not about to sit here and just completely be delusional and act like wearing heels in society is not something that's attributed to women or makeup.
It's not.
It is.
It's not because heels and makeup were originated for men.
Yeah, but for horseback riders too. So it wasn't
just
even
for government people, wigs.
No.
Women never wore wigs. Wigs were created for men.
But originally, heels were created for horseback riders. Okay. So it wasn't even created.
But for men, women weren't allowed to ride horses. It wasn't even created
for aesthetic as modern day as we know it.
But
so
what we're talking about now, literally sitting down, now we are. Heels are created for both.
It's attributed to women.
But it's created for both. It was created originally for men.
But
right?
In society today, who wear heels mostly? Thank you. Who make, well, you probably don't know, but I'm sure if I pulled up the numbers, I'm sure mostly women purchase heels. And not a greater percentage of women purchase heels than men.
Back then, mostly men purchased it. And then when a woman purchased it, it can change. It's going to always fluctuate.
Yeah, but I'm talking about now.
And now we're progressing. Now men are getting back to wearing heels. They're getting back to wearing wigs. They're getting back to wearing makeup.
Progress, but as it stands now, women buy heels. Heels are attributed to women. We're not
but
about
a man buying heels is not him trying to be a woman,
this is delusional.
But a man wearing heels, not him trying
But
to
it's
a woman.
makeup, heels, wigs, and all that shit today in society as it stands not attributed to women.
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not.
And okay, what? But about the spectrum, right? So is it true that the way you see it, would you say that no one is like, because it's a spectrum, and everybody's just on this somewhere, that nobody's actually straight? That's what someone told me recently.
That's bullshit too.
No, I don't think that there's a spectrum. Obviously, just like there's a spectrum with autism, there's a spectrum with every damn thing. The spectrum with sexuality, like, yeah, there is a spectrum. So you can be further on this end, further in the middle, further to this end. Obviously, if there's a spectrum, you can be on either end of that spectrum. So yes, you can be straight, you can be gay, you can be somewhere in the middle. So you can be straight, you can be gay, and you can be bisexual.
I was feeling like the last.
So you do think it's bullshit that nobody's not straight?
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it is a spectrum, which means that there's an array of people. There could be somebody that date women all the time, might find men attractive and be like, but I don't date men. He may not identify as gay. He may have never slept with a man. That don't mean that he can't be like, oh, I find him attractive.
I be feeling like the last straight nigga alive.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's a
that don't mean they're
spectrum.
gay.
But it's a spectrum. I don't think you can say like.
But I don't even think something as simple as that like brings you down closer on like another end of the spectrum.
It doesn't. But by being the spectrum, there's like an array of things. So like you're not at the very end of that spectrum anymore. You're some, but you're still closer to the. But you're still closer to that straight. Yeah, that's a random
reach
ass,
I ever heard in my life.
That nobody's straight. If that was the case, then nobody's gay.
And nobody's bisexual, and nobody's this, and nobody's that.
Yo, that's
here.
why I think it's I think that's what people are moving towards. Just
but binary doesn't have anything to do with sexuality, that's gender,
right?
Yeah.
Got you. Okay.
So that's different.
And so.
Because you could also be a transgender that's straight, that like men.
Yeah.
So transgender means the man turns into a woman.
Or a woman and turn into a man.
But I like. Would you say it again?
You could say
your gender has nothing to do with your sexuality,
right?
At all,
right?
At all. So if you say Q today,
if you wanted to transition into a woman,
right? Q that.
You could like men, or you could be a lesbian.
So you could be a lesbian. So you could turn into a woman and date women, and you're a lesbian, or you can turn into a woman and date men, and you're straight.
Right. Oh yeah. No, I thought you said something different the first time. You said I could be transgender but straight.
Yeah.
But the only way I do that is if I date a man once I turn though, right? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
You have to date the opposite sex.
Because you identify as being a woman. So being what's it called, heterosexual would be considered like the opposite of what you identify as far as your sex goes. Gender, whatever.
It's fluid. It's a spectrum.
Definitely.
There we go.
Who the fuck told you that?
Somebody. It was a tweet.
Oh.
Block them.
He's talking about somebody told me.
Then they gonna raise their kids.
I don't remember. I write so much shit down. I don't know where shit be coming from.
I'm trying to how do you even come to a conclusion like that?
Because we just move into work. We say all the time. We just no labels, no.
But yeah, there has to be.
There's no end. It's just an endless, infinite thing of just shit to do.
I don't think it's a matter of no labels. I think it's a matter of just all labels holding the same respect and the same, in the eyes of everybody. It's not a matter of having labels isn't a horrible thing. It's a matter of how do we respect and accept those labels. So it's not about it being a label, because you can be whatever the hell you want to be, but people need to respect you the same as they respect somebody that identifies as them.
I don't respect asexuals.
What's that? You're not attracted to anybody?
Yeah, they don't.
I know one person that's like that.
Yeah, I don't respect you.
Why?
You're a serial killer.
I don't think you're a serial killer.
But there are serial killers who like women.
I'm not saying all serial killers act the same. I'm saying you a serial killer.
No, but I'm saying.
So you're saying all asexuals are serial killers?
That's a good chance.
But not all serial killers are asexual.
Of course not.
Okay.
Right. Because I'm saying there are actual serial killers that are not asexual.
Those random fucking statistics.
Yeah, what?
He's made up ass statistics. He was about 90% of serial killers are asexual.
But that's not even the truth. That's literally not the truth.
What? No, I said 9 out of 10. I didn't say, but I'll say it.
That's 90%.
That's 90%.
No, he flipped it. He said serial killers are asexual. I'm saying 9 out of 10 asexuals are likely.
So 90% of asexuals are
you probably
serial killers.
A step away.
I don't think that it has anything
in my
to do
serial
with
killer
being
encyclopedia, I haven't come across too many asexuals.
I think the people that are
you can't
asexual
worry about what
more
was, Penny. You got to worry about what's now.
Right,
it's more of a mental thing.
Right.
Serial killers?
No, asexual.
No, gotcha.
Well, serial killer, that's obviously a mental thing.
Asexual.
It is.
No, it's
Because
just that you don't
sexuality is
connect
nature.
with like you're not sexually aroused by like a lot of people don't like not a lot of people, but some people
on the edge.
Some people literally just don't give a fuck about sex.
But that's
like,
nature though. Like naturally, like we as human beings are sexually aroused. Like that's nature wise. So to say that I'm never sexually aroused is a little strange.
But then I also don't think that makes you a serial killer.
No, it doesn't make you a serial killer. But it does raise my eyebrows to
like that. Like you just don't want to fuck nobody ever. Like I'd be uneasy to be around you.
I wouldn't. It's just like they don't got nothing. That literally has nothing to do with me.
It has nothing to do with me. I don't care.
Because I'd be like, oh girl, I love some dick. Like I don't. That has nothing to do with me.
I'd be scared. I don't know. Tyriq.
Yes.
Well, I feel of course we three different black straight man, straight as fuck.
Damn, perfect.
Black woman.
He's straight as fuck.
Super straight. Yo,
people can't be straight.
I feel like the last straight nigga alive. Like so much shit going on.
On the spectrum, Q is so far right to the straight side that he's like.
But remember, nobody can be straight.
Except me. Yeah, that's it.
Except Q on the spectrum. It's gay then it's Q.
I'm Q.
Straight is actually beneath Q.
Right. It's gay, bisexual, straight.
Q gotta start hitting niggas like nigga, that nigga straight.
Straight as fuck in parentheses. Straight as fuck in parentheses.
But of course, you gay black man. I feel it depend on the day.
You didn't say I was a black woman.
I didn't say that second.
Oh.
See, let's go back to what I'm saying. Yeah. Toxic. Who is more toxic? I feel depending on the Russian roulette of the day of conversations, it can land on either one of these demographics. Of course, we get a lot black men. Black women, they starting to get heated in these streets. But gay men or just gay people in general, whatever, y'all got y'all baggage as well. So who's really more toxic? Who has the most shit with them?
Black men.
Who's more toxic?
Straight black men.
I think that to have that conversation, you have to really dissect.
No, white people.
We talking about us. We already know Zach is clearly that's that spectrum where
about to say
it's
that spectrum.
What are you saying?
That's you have to dissect that because I think it comes down to toxic in what ways? Toxic and what are we talking about when we say toxic? We're talking about relationships. We're talking about socialism, economic shit. What are we talking about specifically? You're the most toxic. I think that amongst the three black gay people, black straight men, and black straight women, amongst those three, we all got so much shit with us. All three got so much shit. Gays play the victim so much, so much. They do. Gays really do play the victim a lot.
But women do too.
But not to say that they don't have.
But so do men.
Yeah, I was gonna say not to say
no respect.
And not to say that they don't have.
They started this shit.
They don't have the right.
Us being
Cardi B the same as Cosby. It's
it's not the same, but it's the same, but not the same. You know what I mean? It's also yeah, you were a victim, but sometimes people milk shit. Yeah, that was a fucking situation. How can we move forward? How can we make it? But people do milk shit. Same thing with straight men. I think their toxic levels come from a place of privilege. That they don't realize the things that they straight male privilege specifically.
Right.
They don't realize the things that they don't go through, and they can't understand the shit that other people go through. That creates a level of toxicity. You literally are toxic because you don't understand how fucked up shit is for somebody else. You act and a lot of people fucking heads, they make it seem it's not that deep. It's not that deep. And really it is that deep. People getting raped, niggas getting killed because they gay. It is that fucking deep.
One thing I don't like about black men as a whole, or generally whatever,
sell out.
Super sell out. But the idea that we can understand hierarchies again. Black people are at the bottom and black women are beneath us and
everybody.
Respect. Yeah, the bottom. Yeah, we on the bottom together, then y'all beneath us. So the bottom
I think gays are beneath them.
And I think that's why they're the most toxic.
So what I was saying was,
amongst our community.
I still think gay men still have an advantage over black women just because y'all still have male privilege.
We're going to that though. But I don't
within
say
the black community, or are we talking about this within the world?
Just in the world.
In the world, yes. Within the black community, no.
Yeah,
but within the world,
but men don't understand that typically we have historically taken a lot of our pain and frustration out on the woman because they are beneath us. And they can't understand that whatever we've gone through, they've gone through it at a worse degree.
All the shit that the white man place on y'all come home and y'all bring it to your family. Right. That's why I feel like black men, if I had to choose, not just, say all three of us. Of course we all got our shit, but I feel like black men, they're the most toxic. Because even in like black households, a lot of times, most times, black mothers are a lot more accepting of like things that's out of the norm and shit like that. Like, you know, growing up with a gay aunt and stuff like that, or, you know, just having gay friends. A lot of them are closer to their mothers than their fathers, just because, you know, they're a lot more accepting or whatever. So I think that black men would be.
Are we like, because we're specifically talking
just
about
because we're
the toxic levels amongst like us, each other. And I just want to clarify that, like amongst black people, like who's the most, like we're not leaving our community in that sense. Like we're talking about amongst our community.
What you mean?
Like their like black men's toxic levels on the black community, black women's toxic levels.
You think it's different when you talk about the rest of the world?
Yeah, it's absolutely different.
No, I'm just talking about like just period. Like
Okay, so
as far as the
different
hierarchy goes,
outside
just
of black
period.
people.
Outside of black people, our toxic levels are extremely much lower than other people. Like we're extremely docile, humble people compared to other people in the world.
What you mean, like
Oh,
other
you mean-
races or?
Yeah, amongst races, like you know,
Right,
social
yeah, not to
classes,
compare
like,
to other people.
That's what I'm saying.
I thought you meant
I
how
thought you
we
were talking
treat
about just
others.
race, like other races,
No.
like.
Even others, like
There's
blacks,
white men, then it's white women, then it's black men, then, you know, it's black women as far as the hierarchy.
Let's talk about to us.
Yeah, that's how I was
So
thinking.
you're talking about each other. See, I wasn't thinking about other races. I was thinking about amongst black
to
people.
each other, how we treat.
Like how toxic are, like who's the most toxic amongst black people and within the black community. Like who pours the most toxic shit into the black community.
Yeah, I think it's black men, just because, like, you know.
Yeah, again. Reiterate.
Like, yeah, just to reiterate.
Really, I don't think it's black men.
Yeah, I definitely do think
It's the
black
queens?
men.
I think it's equal.
Equal
Oh
to
my
us.
God.
I do. I really do because
Tyriq
a lot
always
of
so fucking neutral about
because
everything.
no because
Tear 'em down,
a
King.
lot of the
Tear 'em
shit,
down.
a lot of the shit that like you know people we all have a right, we all have a choice to uphold certain shit. So you know it takes two. Like if I say something and if in order for it to work, somebody has to uphold that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of the times like. The men may say something and then the women will uphold that standard, or vice versa. The women may say or do something in our community and then the men will uphold that standard, and those standards may just be some toxic shit.
Well, yeah.
So that's why I said I think it's both. I don't
I
think
agree,
it's like
but
a
also
matter
I
of.
feel like more times often than not, like the woman is usually in the oppressive position, like in terms of like a partnership or like, you know, like if the man is the head of the house, then, you know, 9 times out of 10, the woman is like following his lead. So whatever like toxic bullshit he puts on her, it's like, yeah, of course you have a choice of whether or not you want to uphold those values. And like we all can argue accountability. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, if you lived in a society where like cannibalism was okay, then it's just like, who's going to tell you that it's wrong? Like when you go to another society and they try to tell you like this is wrong, you're just going to be looking like, what the fuck are y'all talking about? So like a lot of times I think that because women follow their man's lead, like, you know, even if it's toxic, they'll follow it and like do whatever they say.
Yeah, and I think an easy way to put it is like we said earlier in the beginning. Like, of course, women are beneath men in our society, so we just zero in on our race. We just automatically more oppressive because
that's all I care about.
Men do more shit to women, so black men do more shit to black men than they do to us. Of course, they do plenty shit to us. And plenty shit to everybody. Y'all got y'all fucked up ways. Y'all play victim.
Everybody play victim.
But, you know, black men, we do wildin'. I acknowledge it. You know, but you know, that's what it is. Y'all be all
Oh yeah, so even with kids, one of the things I noticed like with kids, you know, I noticed that one of my cousins, like when her son fell one time and he started crying or whatever, and she was like, "Stop fucking crying! Like you acting like a bitch." No, for real. Like that's what it was or whatever.
Like that's
and
toxic.
It's very toxic, but you know, she was like, "I'm gonna tell your dad you acting like a girl." So like when she said that let me know that like his dad does that too, and like because they live in the same household, he got her thinking that like her son crying is him acting like a bitch.
Or it could be both in agreement.
I was gonna say it could be both because I do feel like a lot of men with
no, but I feel like if he wasn't around like as an influence or whatever, because like women are naturally like will coddle you, like will comfort you, and I feel like if that wasn't an influence, then like maybe she'd be more willing to like, you know, not call him a bitch and just be so aggressive.
Probably generally, yeah.
I think it's a little bit the other way, actually. I think a lot of men that grow up with that mentality of, like, over-masculine, they usually grow up in a household where, like...
Only women?
Not only women, but, like, their mother attempts to make them more masculine because it is only a woman there.
Yeah,
in a black household. A lot of men growing up in, like, single parents home with just a woman, a lot of times, like... they are forced to be a little bit more masculine and a little bit more manly than like just a regular boy growing up. So when he grows up to be a dad, he has to like teach him how to be a dad and be a loving, caring male, so another male. So he's just aggressive to that child.
Right.
So then the mother is going to follow that role too. Like, well, yeah, but it's like a lot of times, like it's both because his mother taught him that.
Yeah, but generally, I still don't. I think that then you start getting into this idea of masculinity. Like women, we didn't come up with this idea that like men had to be muscular and masculine. So like even if a woman is raising her son to be a man and be more masculine, that's not something we created.
Yeah.
That's something that a man created. So that's why I think, like, you know, just to reiterate for the 5th time, you know, black men are, you know, a lot more toxic than black women and black gays.
Yeah, because Lena definitely had that energy. She just didn't go that high. Like, she was like an 8. Yeah. Calling something a bitch is like the 10 level.
Yeah, she was like, stop acting like a bitch.
Yeah, that's wild. But she'd be like, yo, you know, if it ain't bleeding, it ain't hurting type shit. Whatever. Yeah, you can argue that time.
And that's normal. Like,
no, that's normal.
You was at the cookout. Like, that's normal.
If it's not bleeding, I mean, you can cry, but get it together. Like, figure that shit out because you alright.
Speaking of black women, this is one of
and I'm never gonna tell my son that he can't cry.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, like I'm never gonna do that.
I mean, if you're whining
you gotta
for no
get
reason,
over it. I'm gonna tell you to get over
it.
But I'm never gonna tell you that crying.
I'm gonna also tell my daughter to get over it.
That's a different.
I just feel like that's just teach your kids how to handle emotions properly.
Shut up.
After a while, like if you've been crying for 10 minutes, I am probably gonna say.
As soon as you fucking cry, shut. No, let's move on.
Yeah.
After that 10-minute mark, all right. Like,
I'm just putting my headphones.
I'll put you in the bathroom, like in the tub.
Cry yourself to sleep.
In the tub.
Just close the door.
Just cry yourself to sleep.
But
I'll be right here.
Let's talk about which path you want to go down first. Celebrities selling out or celebrities not being fake allies to women. Because we like this Me Too era, so a lot of people want to talk about they love black women, or they see this about black women now. You know, epiphanies about women.
I want to talk about sellouts.
Sellouts. All right. What do you want to talk about, baby? What about the sellouts?
Well, you know, just the things that's been going on in recent news. I just want to start off with this. Like, I just feel like, you know, I can't call Colin Kaepernick a sellout just because he stood up when he didn't have to. Right. And, like, you know, he literally lost everything, like, for the cause, like, for his beliefs. But he shouldn't have took that fucking money. And if you were going to take the money, you shouldn't have signed no NDA, because that's literally them buying your silence. Mm-hmm. So let's just start there. Like, you know, I don't agree with Kaepernick taking the money and signing the NDA. So, like, you know, fast forward to today.
What would you
really, the NDA is the problem to me.
Okay,
I don't have a problem with him getting paid the money that they owed him, because y'all owe me. Like, this is my money. So it's just like, you're just giving me what you owe. Mm-hmm. But, like, the minute that, you know, you sign an NDA to say, I got to shut the fuck up about this, then it's just like, you're selling your silence. Like, they're buying your silence. You're selling your voice.
But was because, you know, of course, it's twofold. Like, he was doing it to raise awareness, and then they blackballed him, losing wages about the shit. So once you got his money, what else did he really talk about him in general? Like,
well, because black people are still getting killed by the police.
He can still talk about that, though. That's two separate cases.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like he said, you can't talk about social injustice, to my knowledge. I tell you that you can't talk about this case. You can talk about how much money we gave you and all this shit.
Yeah, but the case was that he got blackballed because he kneeled, even though that wasn't, like, there wasn't a rule in the contract saying that you couldn't. So he can't bring up
what happened and with the information that he found out through his own investigation,
right?
How he was blackballed, the emails.
Yeah.
He can't bring that shit. He can still protest and he can still go out and like stand up for black injustice. He just can't talk about his case.
So has he been doing anything? Because it's been real quiet. Like, did he just get the money and run?
I just saw him do some type of post about some shit.
Not yesterday. Not yesterday when Jay-Z came out and, like, you know, was partnering with the NFL and they gave him a job and everything. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like...
Kaepernick a job?
No. I'm talking about Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
They gave him a job.
Right.
As a producer for a halftime show.
Right.
But I'm saying before yesterday...
Did Kaepernick say they're doing...
like, has he still been active? Because he's been quiet.
He's been, like, active. I mean, I don't know what percent.
To be honest,
like
he was never, like, the super boisterous, like, voice, even through that whole mix.
He was a face.
Yeah,
he
like...
was a face. That's what it was.
But he was still... I would see occasional reports, like, he just did this. He did, like, $1 million check one time.
That's
did
dope.
Some shit, whatever. So I believe he is still doing it, to my knowledge, or whatever. But I can see someone still saying, nah, I want to sign NDA because the NFL is still crooked. You should still... put them on blast, so you want to say damn possibly.
Put them on blast.
I wouldn't have
signed
see
it both ways, but I didn't see it as a big deal. As far as Jay-Z, you want to say more about that?
Well, I want to hear your take on that.
Initially, when I heard the news, I was like, okay, I'll wait and see where this goes with him. Because I also feel Hove, where he used to be super, I'm a businessman, capitalist type nigga. He's grown in recent years, but he's like super woke now, whatever. he's done a bunch of actions to show it. No, I'm really down for the culture, people.
Super woke.
Is he? Yeah, I was just about to say.
Appearance wise, he's super woke. I don't know
Appearance
this.
Like his hair growing out.
Nigga, the Trayvon,
be wearing Nefertiti
the
shit
Trayvon thing, the Meek Reform thing.
Yeah, but this is all
Ferguson.
this is all documentaries. This is all stuff that
he's making money off.
Like in entertainment
making money off.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
but so I'm not going to say that you can't.
Can I finish the thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. We can break that part. But so I feel he recently earned the benefit of the doubt in this situation. Then I was like, you know what? Why is it? Because I feel he's been doing certain things, entertainer wise or for the look wise, whatever. I'm like, so if he can keep doing these same things, but just with a bigger budget, because of course the NFL probably is disingenuous. They just doing it for the black face to get the shit off their back, whatever.
You think their budget changed?
What you mean?
The budget? NFL got more money than Jay-Z do.
No, I'm just saying, like, do you think it changed?
What you mean?
Possibly. I think he even
in theory, they gave him more money to do the show.
In theory, he can have more money to play with if he's partnered with the NFL.
But how is a halftime show going to help black people from being murdered?
But he's doing more though than the halftime show. He said he's partnered with the NFL to deal with social injustice type shit.
So why didn't they bring Colin Kaepernick in? And why is he still blackballed?
What does one? I mean, he could have did that.
It would have been a better look for.
Well, yeah, especially if he's the person that started all this shit. If the NFL really cares and like if y'all really want to be progressive and like really solve a problem, then you know he shouldn't have got fired for kneeling.
Let's say
in the first place.
Let's say Hov did bring Kaepernick. Would that still change your opinion though?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would have. It would have seemed a lot more genuine because the person that made the sacrifices in the room, like telling them what should be getting done. Because to me,
you don't think Hov would know either though?
No, because one, he's never picked up a football in his life.
No, but he knows about social injustice, not the football. That's what they're doing.
No, but I feel like even in that, it's just like if Kaepernick was there, like he can relate on in terms of like football and like you know why he took the knee and like how that was like the turning point in his career.
Well, why we got to talk about the knee still though?
Because that's what started all of this. He got fired as a black. He got fired protesting, like you know, black issues, like real issues that's going on in the black community. He went against the police, and then the NFL tried to make it seem like, oh, this is disrespectful to vets. Once vets came out and said, you know, we don't feel disrespected by this. Then, you know, it became about something else.
But now we can now
people forget that it's even like
about
you know really
injustice.
About police brutality in particular.
And now we can address that. Right.
So why is Kaepernick not in the room? The person that spearheaded the whole.
I agree. That could have been a better look. It could have made a difference.
Especially if Jay-Z has had numerous conversations with this man throughout the year where y'all been negotiating the deal. It's just like.
But I don't think it's impossible to get this done without Kaepernick involved.
I don't.
It's not impossible, but I also feel like you have to look at people's true intentions of doing something when they choose not to bring in the person that originally started.
Why wouldn't
I think
at
the end of the day, I think it's more of like the NFL still wants to have this like power that they dangle. Like we're gonna give another nigga the opportunity to come in here and say X, Y, and Z, but you are still blackballed. Stay away from us, far, far away from us.
Did that change what Hov can do though?
It doesn't change.
I said NFL price still is fucked up.
Dude, because I don't think they're gonna give. I don't think anything is gonna change.
Nothing's gonna change.
I just think that they're gonna get their ratings back up.
I was gonna say you brought him in as a producer for your halftime show.
And the social injustice.
But what? So what are you fixing?
The same shit Hov been doing, like.
But that's
like what?
Point.
More documentaries?
Because he bailing people out or some shit like that as well. He been doing a few things.
I mean, yeah, but how is that gonna help police brutality? How is that gonna help black people?
Like, did he say these things? Like, are these things that he's already said? Like, the NFL is giving me $30 million to allocate.
Because that's another thing. A lot of people speaking for what Hov is gonna do.
And it's just like, it was a whole press conference. And I feel like if I was given that position in a press conference, I would have been on some shit like, well, they've given me a budget, and whether I was able to disclose that budget or not, this is what I plan on doing with it. And I'm going to try to do as much of this as possible with this budget. It's just like, I'm going to work on social injustice.
And quiet
that could be any fucking thing. That could be printing stickers out and sending them to every fucking city in America.
It could.
Right. And quiet is kept. He didn't answer a lot of the fucking questions that he was asked.
I still ain't watching it. Okay.
Like, he curved a lot of the questions. A reporter asked him straight up, would you stand or would you kneel?
He said, this is about kneeling.
He was like, I think we're so far past kneeling. We're so far. Do you know what the movement is about? Do you know what the movement is? And it's just like,
not a valid answer.
No, because we asked you a simple question. At this point in time, would you stand or would you kneel? Like the reporter wanted to know, like, what side of the fence do you fall on?
But then you just say that the kneeling, all that shit got lost in translation. Niggas start like I feel. Let's say he do say yeah, I would kneel, whatever.
That's what he should have said.
That's the answer. So it's a direct answer to the question.
Fine. But what does that have to do with right now? Though, like you said, like we're past it. Like
what it does with right now is show that you still have the same objective.
Okay. Yeah,
that's
to
what it
stand
shows.
with the people.
Would you stand or would you kneel? And in this very moment right now, I'm still going to kneel, and hopefully from this collaboration, I'll be proud to stand.
Yeah.
That's what comes. That's what you should have said.
Nice statement.
Because in all of this, like somebody got fired for taking, like a peaceful protest against police brutality, black kids being murdered. So like for him to turn it around and say like, oh, I think we're so far past that and this and that. Well, we passed a lot of shit.
People
like
confuse the peaceful protest. That's what I mean.
We're past talking to these motherfuckers. Like we're past a whole bunch of bullshit.
We
and like
puppet with their production budgets.
Exactly.
Like,
and yet you're still in the room bumping shoulders with these people, talking it out, trying to come to some kind of resolve when we did this shit in the 50s. We did this shit in the 30s. The Black Panthers tried to do this shit.
I mean, we're gonna keep doing it over and over
until
white people realize that they are the ones with the problem.
Yeah, but what's happening is things are starting to revert back.
Okay, that's right.
So yeah, things have changed, but we're also going backwards in time. You see it with our president. You see it with the shit that white people are so comfortable with saying. White people and other minorities, because they're part of it too. Asians, the white Hispanics, like all of these fucking people that just hate black people. So yeah, we are going backwards. So I
think the chances are whole he just did this for a check.
I can't say what this man did.
And the look.
What I can say is,
I think he thought that people would. Well, a lot of people are championing it, but a lot of people are also speaking out against Hope too.
And I can always tell you what I think the perceived.
I don't know what to think.
Perception of it is.
Yeah, because it's so many.
It's definitely mixed. It's definitely hell no, nigga, you tripping. And it's like, no, y'all, wait and see type thing.
Right, and it's just like y'all said that when he was owner of the Barclays. Like y'all said that when he first got that acquired that.
That was like this.
It's just, but even then, it's just like, oh, Hov, like he dope, like
that was just a look, like
this and like.
But it's all a look.
I mean, those two things are different though.
I think that
he brought a stadium to Brooklyn. That's literally just a look, like.
And then, like, even back to what Tyreek was saying, it's just like now I'm questioning your motives because it's just like, why wouldn't you like have the person who spearheaded all this, who actually has like experience and like donating to charity? Well, not just charities, but like just experience in doing the groundwork. Why wouldn't they be a part of this message if y'all was really as progressive as y'all trying to make it seem? And why are people being penalized for kneeling if y'all as progressive as it seems in the first place? Like, I don't think anything is going to come out of this because it's only but so much they can do. A lot of those NFL owners are Trump supporters. A lot of those NFL owners, like, they support the police. So, like, what are y'all doing? Like, what is this about to be? Like, Jay-Z, and another problem that I had with Jay-Z is just like, nigga, you was just talking all this shit about the Super Bowl in the NFL.
Facts.
Like, you was just telling people not to perform, why they shouldn't do this, why they shouldn't do that. Now you turn around and, like, you're producing a halftime show. So, like, all the people.
I feel like Jay-Z and Beyonce get a lot of passes. Like,
yeah, because of who they are. It's bullshit.
They do a lot of shit that's against the culture.
Yeah.
But people be like, oh, it's about they check. Like, it's like, no, that's not cool.
Yeah, because it's
even last year when the two girls, Chloe and Haley, performed it, those are
I didn't even know they performed.
They're Beyonce's artists. Yeah, and they're her artists. Like, she got paid for that.
Yeah, see, that's nutty. Like, you're telling Travis Scott that and all these other people that they shouldn't perform, but I didn't know that either. But like, Beyonce's artists are there. It's just like it's a whole bunch of bullshit.
It's weird. And then granted, I'm sure that like I can't say she may not have been the one to say y'all do, because obviously it's a whole management team. But like, you have the power to be like, no.
She definitely.
But you didn't say no. That's my whole point.
She could have said no.
You could have said no, and that would have been that, because I was on everybody's check.
But because they knew that Chloe and Haley wouldn't garner a lot of views, then it was cool.
But it was also.
But it's just like that's not the principle.
But the principle is like, you still let them gain from that stage.
Right. No black entertainers
should be there.
Right.
Also, speaking of other like
bunch of bullshit
idols or so to speak, whatever. You told me one of your missions in life. In your career,
I'm going to destroy Charlamagne.
All right, before I finish the topic.
If I ever blow up, I'm literally going to destroy Charlamagne for raping Jessica Reed. Whenever it happens.
No, I'm saying when you blow up. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Going to be that's That's the goal.
Yeah, but I've been having these days lately where it's just like, yo, the entertainment industry is really full of fucking weirdos. Like, and I don't want to be a part of none of that bullshit. So, like, you know, that's why I say if, because it's just like, you know, I have two paths, and like, where it's just like, I can either get the money and like be low, or, you know, I can be known and still get the money. But yeah, like, I'm going to destroy him. Because you can't stay on top forever. Like, you don't stay powerful forever. Now, you see what happened to Bill Cosby and how long it took. Even R. Kelly.
You think he'll be another Cosby, R. Kelly, where people will bet like, yeah, we kind of knew the whole time. Because you feel there's been other cases as well, or some shit like that.
Yeah, like, even in his language, and I think now he's just in a position where he's just so protected that, like, you know, the roars from, because a lot of people was talking about that on Twitter, and that wasn't loud enough. Like, you know, iHeartRadio and all these other motherfuckers that, like, still stuck by him and, like, still position themselves next to him because they know how lucrative he is.
HBO.
It's just, yeah, except HBO, because they know how lucrative he is. Like, you know, like, all of y'all all chalk. Like, you know, Joe Budden, Maul, like, all of these people that, like, acted like they didn't give a fuck, or just acted like what Jessica Reed said wasn't credible, or not even based off of her testimony. But my whole thing is, like, Charlamagne, the shit that you was saying didn't add up. The shit that you said at different points in the story didn't add up. What you said in your book and what you said in the academics interview was two totally different things. You lied about your fucking age, so you lied about a crackhead going to get the alcohol because you literally weren't old enough to go get the alcohol yourself. And then when you go back to the book, there was no mention of any of that. There was no mention of a crackhead going to get alcohol. There was no mention. He completely scrapped that just in case, like, you know, people juxtaposed, and, you know, he would be able to say, like, oh, well, I never put that in my book. I never said it in my book. I just was more detailed in the interview.
And you think this whole thing is, because, you know, I've always been a fan, whatever. When one of his famous slogans is "Live your truth so they can use it against you." You think his whole thing has been getting in front of things, in a sense, putting it out there, but just changing it, whatever, just so it's like it's out there.
Absolutely. I think he made a good decision when he decided to put that out, because it wasn't, I think if he wouldn't have did that, then it would have been more detrimental to him, like, when it finally did come out. But, like, you know, there's screenshots of, like, his family members, like, calling him Bill Cosby and shit on Facebook, like, when his book first dropped, and, like, alluding to the night that Jessica Reed got raped. Like, and even shit like the fact that she was 15 years old and you was like 23, taking her out to lunch, and just like taking a 15-year-old to a party where there would be alcohol in the first place. It's just like all of that shit was just problematic to me.
And also, I find it funny that
you've always joked about slipping Mickeys in people's drinks. Like,
people that joke like that, they do that shit.
Yeah, and like, you know, you said that
there's nothing funny about that.
The one thing that R. Kelly taught you was that, you know, come pee come and like all this other wild shit. It's just like, nigga, like, are you crazy? Like, all of this shit adds up. I don't think that that's who he is anymore, but you still did it. All it takes is one time for you to be considered a rapist. Disgusting. You're still a rapist. You're just probably not a rapist anymore.
You don't rape. You don't currently rape, but you have raped.
Yeah, so you're a rapist.
Worry about what was.
In that sense, we can.
Yeah, like, because you're a rapist. Yeah. And even, like, I follow Jessica Reed on Instagram. Like, she posts some like, some rape survivor shit every day. Like, memes and just shit about anxiety, like, all types of shit. She's
still a victim and suffering from this, and you living your life.
Yeah, and you living your life, making money off this shit. Like, they offer her money. Like, she didn't take, because it's not about the fucking money. Like, you're literally capitalizing off some shit that you did to her, and now you're not even man enough to face what you did to her because you know it's going to ruin your career. And then them punk ass idiots on the Breakfast Club, like DJ Envy and Angela Yee, like, of course they not gonna say too much because Charlamagne is truthfully their bread and butter.
Of course.
Without Charlamagne, the show falls apart. iHeart loses their #1 radio show, and that's it. That's why he's so protected. That's why nobody's saying shit.
And speaking of that, like, the R. Kelly, we talked about that before, just how, like, all the people, you know, older people, 35 and up type people and shit like that.
Our mom age.
Yeah, they have the shame, or they be trying to, like, switch the narrative. Like, yeah, I always knew, or I never fuck with R. Kelly. Like, no, everybody in the world did. Like,
I've never heard that. Like, all of my, like, older aunts and, like, my play aunts on my block and stuff, not around my way, they don't give a fuck.
Yeah, of course. No.
They don't give a fuck.
Most people I know still don't care. But I'm saying I don't like the people that be like right now that is all out. You know, she'll hit the fan. They're like, yeah, I never really got into the music. It always seemed off to me.
Joe Budden said that shit on his. Yeah, Joe Budden tripped me out when he said that shit on his podcast when he was like, I never fucked with R. Kelly, and it's just like, well, nigga, you never spoke out against him.
It's okay for somebody to be talented and be a fucked up person.
And it's okay for you to be a person of the time to be like, yo, like
I was wrong, like Nick Cannon did.
Yeah, like
Nick Cannon kept it a bean. He was just like, I didn't give a really, I didn't care as much as I should have. Like he wrote Gigolo.
Fire.
Like he was just like, I just didn't, I didn't care. But like the people like, oh yeah, I never fucked with R. Kelly.
And there probably were some people that did not fuck with
him.
No,
but I'm saying like you probably didn't. I'm not questioning whether or not Joe Budden didn't fuck with him behind the scenes. I believe that he didn't, but nigga, you didn't speak out either.
Yeah.
So it's just like
and you rapped on the song he wrote still.
So you still there were some people that literally didn't know how to work with R. Kelly. Like there were some that just wouldn't work with him, and they didn't make
those are the people that I admire.
They didn't make it public that that's why, and I still feel like that's but that's also a political thing too, because y'all all in this industry where it's like.
And then it's just like back in the day, like the outlets were limited, so it's
the outlets were also limited, and you also have to get corroboration from the actual victims, and that's a whole different scenario to go into. So it's like.
But it's just like all of y'all heard the rumor about him getting Aaliyah pregnant, all this other shit.
Literally everybody knew about that.
Yeah, and it's just like, and even now, like you'll hear older women say like, they'll say shit like, oh well, them girls like they knew what the fuck they was doing and all this other shit. And then when you bring up like Aaliyah, it's just like, yeah, but he got a 15-year-old pregnant. It's just like, well, where was her parents? It's just like they still making excuses for him.
I don't excuse him, but I still be like, where's your parents at? Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like what he did is never excused, but it's still like. Well,
I didn't think a lot of these parents sold their.
But I'm not deflecting. I'm not deflecting by using that.
Two things can be true.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That doesn't mean that that's not true. That he's not a fucking psycho, and it also means that some of these parents were psychotic. Like some of these parents were selling their kids. Most of them were probably selling their kids. Like
and let's not forget that like at one point like a 21-year-old like a nigga in his early 20s, it was normal for them to be fucking a 16, 15, 17-year-old. Like that shit. No. Like that shit was normal in the 90s. Like a lot of women were fucking with.
I think 15 is like a.
A lot of women were fucking with older men.
People knew it was illegal though. That's not like it wasn't. You didn't know.
Like Diddy, like his first baby was like 15, 16. Like Misa, yeah, she was like a kid.
He was 23 and she was 16.
He was a kid. That was normal back in the day. So it's just like, even in that, I'm not really too harsh on shit like that just because it's not really and it's not really like a rape situation. It's technically rape.
It's technically rape.
Things change like socially,
and I was
which is
say
why
socially
it's disgusting.
Too. Like you're sleeping with a girl
years ago.
You sleeping with a 16-year-old girl that's like, if you 20 back in the 90s and this girl 16,
that's the same age.
It's not even the same age, but like. This girl that's 16 and in the industry, she's been in shows in Milan or whatever. She's not a regular 16-year-old. But she's not a regular 16. Like we do have to look at like the mindset of people back then too, like in the industry. Like now, R. Kelly's specifically looking for like these like girls, these random chicks to find. That's predatory. Yeah. But to say like this girl that's 18 or 17 and she a model or she's been in the industry for so long, like oh he's 23, he's dating a 16-year-old, is like. Yeah, it is illegal. It is a little creepy, but at the end of the day, like she's really not a 16-year-old in the mental. Like she's an LLC. She's paying people.
Probably
she's
not
looking
mental,
like.
But as far as experience goes,
and we never know that. Like
I still look at it both ways. 16 that's in the industry versus 16 on the block. Like you still over her. You 23.
You're it's still creepy.
But I'm saying, but either way, though, both of the girls could be like, no, but I want to fuck you.
Yeah.
And it's still up to the man to be like, no, because you're a child. I'm cool out there. But both ways, you'd be like, no, I want the dick.
Right.
Yeah.
But then, like, even in situations like Lil' Kim was 17 when she did the hardcore poster. Well, when the album dropped, she was 16 when she did the poster.
People just weren't
so it's just like
politically
correct.
So
it's just like, now as a man, do you feel bad for like being attracted to her because she was 16? Because she was 16 to 17 in the poster? No. Like, she looked good. Like, she don't look like.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
She
like,
don't
these
look like
industry
a
girls, they didn't look and act like children. Like.
And Biggie was like 20
she was
something.
barely in the industry. Like
who?
Like not that long. Like you said, she's so seasoned. Like she do all this wild shit.
I mean,
like,
she wasn't barely in the industry.
Saying, like,
not
season
like
in life, but
not
I'm just
season
saying
in life.
season
in mental wise, physical wise. Like these people are more
advanced. Bony, small as fuck. She was sexual.
She's very sexual.
But like, I think she could have been like that if she regardless, she was a rapper, and she probably
Right.
did like that.
Right, because
but
she
he was
talked
something
to-
like the industry thing, like that's why she was like.
But
that
the industry
when
does play a part in
I think he used
people.
it as an example.
It does play a part in these people being more
Older
advanced,
than
older
what
and
they
mature
actually
than what
are.
they really are.
Yeah.
If you're 16 and you're in a room full of 30-something-year-olds all the time, you're not gonna act like a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
You're not gonna talk like a 16-year-old. You're not gonna move like you're just 9.
That's why I was watching rated R movies when I was a kid because all of my cousins were older than me. So it's just like
Your mental can be more like, I mean, granted, it's not a good thing. It's still corrupting the child's mind,
Yeah.
but because they still should be acting and being a 16-year-old. But at the end of the day, like we can't make it seem like all these young girls that these industry people was
Foxy
messing
was like
with
16.
were like 16, like braiding their cousin hair on the steps. They're like, get in my car, come
Yeah,
on. Like
right.
these
That's
girls,
not the same
that's
thing.
not the same
That's not
thing.
the
These
same
girls
thing.
was in there with like no panties on the back with Versace dresses. Like, hey, and they was 16
Right.
drinking champagne.
Probably
Like,
didn't even know.
Yeah.
Like a
It's
lot of the
just
older
different.
guys that I used to talk to when I was in high school, they didn't know that I was like 16, 17 years old, and they never used to ask.
and they don't be back then. It
They
wasn't a
didn't-
thing to act until people started getting arrested for statutory. Then when statutory rape became a huge thing, like at the end of the 90s, like early 2000s, a lot of motherfuckers, like random hood people, was going down for statutory. When that became a big thing, that's when people was like, "Oh no, how old is she?" Like,
you see my point though? Penny wasn't an issue. She still was like.
No,
that was all I was
no, but I'm saying like a lot of guys, to their credit, a lot of them never really knew how old
And they
I
didn't
was just
ask.
because I
Right.
was always mature for my age.
Right.
They wouldn't have never thought that. I
so
was
imagine
16,
if Penny
17.
was in the industry.
Yeah, and I was
I
like
was
dressing.
saying it's possible without it. That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah,
But yeah, and I wouldn't tell them
Some
unless
girls
they
don't like
asked.
that.
absolutely.
Like if they asked, they would just be like, "Oh, I'm 17," but they rarely, probably like 98% of the time,
They not
never
gonna
asked
ask.
because they assumed that I was in my young 20s.
And if they're young as well. Like, we're not gonna make it seem like somebody.
these
that's-
wasn't like
we're not gonna make it
30-year-olds
seem like
and-
somebody that's like 21 looks extremely older than a 16 or a
Yeah.
17-year-old. Like, we're not gonna pretend
That
that's
was my
the truth
forte.
either. Yeah, we're not gonna
I
pretend
wouldn't
that's the
talk
truth
to no
either.
nigga if he was under 20.
Yeah, a lot of girls did. We know that was
Yeah,
what
they
it-
had
But
the
once
money.
statutory became like a really big thing in the hood, like a lot of people went down for statutory rape. Like they
Speaking
did.
of age, is there a certain age for y'all where like if you didn't have like no true love or partner in sight and you didn't have no kids, where you would start like maybe like internally panicking?
Internally
No,
panicking?
I wouldn't
Wouldn't
panic.
care at
Now,
all?
if I got to a certain age and I was still broke,
Yeah, that's
like,
So you can go through life.
Yeah.
my chest.
Of course. So you can go through life and have no kids, you can be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Same for you.
I would want
No.
kids, but I just can't be broke.
I don't think I would
understand.
panic, but I don't think I would ever panic because I feel like
You got a lot of cousins.
yeah, like I'm always, but I do get what you're saying. Like if you don't have children or you're not settled down, like
With anybody.
if
You
anybody.
just can't like you 37.
I'm
you
so
like,
used to
I'm
being
still
single
never being
and
in
it's
love.
But I
just-
also
Like-
think that, I mean, for me personally,
I'm gonna just
no.
chalk it up to like just I'm incapable of falling in love if I get to that point and still haven't fallen in love. Like
I think somebody that panics is somebody that's not okay with being alone, and that's a
Yeah.
scary thing.
I don't think so.
It is.
I do.
If you 40, you like, damn, I just never got it right.
You just never got it right
You
with
just-
somebody.
you
It just hasn't come around. For me, I would look at it like it just hasn't come around yet.
Because
Like,
it's literally impossible for every person to find somebody. It's literally impossible.
Yeah, but that's in the sense of like my soul. We wouldn't die together, but you can still find someone that have like a good 8-year stretch and have a great
You don't
time. in
have
that
to.
year.
That's what I'm saying. It's impossible.
never had
I'm
an
saying
8-year
so, but I'm
relationship.
saying to me that's like not like hard to fathom though. Like plenty of people have like a bunch of 3, 5, 8-year, 10-year stretches. Like
I guess
it's
it just
not-
depends
that's
on
not
how
hard.
I guess it just depends on your perspective in it. Like I could date somebody now and be dating them for 9, 10 years. That don't mean that I really want to be with that person. I'm happy in that situation or anything.
but then I wouldn't.
But then I wouldn't want to be in it. So I would rather have been alone for those 9, 10 years than be with this person and
But you
just like
could have been with them
tolerate it.
until it wasn't happening. Like, aren't we done no more? But versus if you found someone and it was great and y'all had
What is this question, Keith?
Yeah, like what are you?
would y'all give a fuck about? It's like looking down the road, like I'm about to die alone with no family type shit. Like,
No, but I
guess
get
y'all
it.
wouldn't
Yeah.
care.
Like
I'm
that's
not-
the thing.
Now, if I was somebody that had no siblings, no cousins, yeah, I have to get
Yeah.
married. I gotta
There's
have
no
a kid.
difference at all.
No,
It
I
is
think
a
it's a
difference.
difference when you have a family of your own, but I'm not gonna feel like there's a
I'm
lack.
alone and I don't have
if I
anybody in
don't
this
have
world.
it.
Like,
Okay.
I'm so used
You
to
would
being
feel that
single.
way?
That's probably
Q
why.
just want to measure what because he know he gonna panic. Q like if I don't have no
If
kids.
I'm like 35, no kids, I would be like, yo, what the fuck?
If you're
But you're also in a
35.
relationship, so
if
you
you're
know,
35 with no kids, you would panic.
Yeah.
35.
What's the panic for?
And you're a man,
I
so
don't
you
got-
shouldn't be
I don't
panicking
want
at
to be an
all.
Men
old
had
nigga.
kids
I don't
like
want to be an
70.
old
You
nigga
can
with
nut
kids.
to you 110.
That's
Like
trash. I don't be no old kid with a kid. But I'm 35.
So you're saying it because you just want your kid to be you want to have time to be young with your kid, not because
Definitely,
you
yeah.
think you're not gonna have kids. That's a different panic though, Q.
So what do you want to do with your kid that you won't be able to do at 60 or something?
Oh, it's a lot you can do at 30. You can't run around with your kid.
Oh, so you want to run and like different.
Not just I want to run down the block, but also your tolerance and patience is lower as you get older as well.
I think your tolerance is.
I want to be 40 with a
I was just
baby.
about to say, older people are a lot more patient to
more
me.
Patient, and tolerant of kids.
Because they move slower.
I feel there's a window when maybe you get to that, but like I feel like 35 to 55. I don't think it's there. Maybe once you get into your grandparents' age type shit.
I
maybe
feel like you would have less patience in your 30s.
Yeah, than you would
in your 40s.
At 80.
Like I definitely feel like.
Okay, I can see that. I see the side of it, yeah.
Because if I'm like 35 and like with kids, I'm still busy. So my patience is going to be a little shorter versus like 40, 45. Not that I want to have kids at 40, 45, but if I do, I do. But like 40, 45 having a kid wouldn't be horrible because it's just like I probably would have a lot more free time based off the decisions that I made now. Like I probably would be, things would be working for me.
I'd rather them be grown by then so I can just relax.
I don't care when you get grown.
I don't
care. I don't care either. It's just like, you know, all mom's gotta do is just hug and kiss you.
Yeah.
I can do that at 60.
And write checks to get you out of jail.
Yeah, so it's real shit.
Yeah, we can extend it.
So it's like
we can extend it.
And get you out of jail.
That's interesting. Okay, I gotta ask a bunch of other people.
But then also you're asking two people that are used to being single.
Yeah.
So it's like we don't really have that like
I'm not
attachment
gonna panic.
to any.
Yeah,
like I don't have that emotional attachment. I've never met anybody in my life that I felt like was that amazing to like, you know, not only spend the rest of my life with, but procreate with.
Well, I told you about, I don't know if you heard my theory, but like, I'm not getting away from you, I'm giving me a kid. I'm trapping her.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so, yeah, you can't give me a kid when we done. But I ain't gonna go to the drawing board and find another bitch out here.
Yeah, but you know, men can't trap women. That's the thing. Unless they like manipulate them, like make them believe.
I
like,
can manipulate her.
No, but I'm saying like manipulate on some shit like, oh, we gonna be together, we gonna do this together, and then they just up and leave when she had the baby. But like ultimately, that's always the woman's decision.
Of course.
So it's just like, you know, she can get pregnant and not tell you.
Yeah, in theory.
Yeah.
She was panicking.
right. He was like, wait.
I definitely want a kid by a certain age. Yeah, for sure.
Which age, Q? What's your
cutoff? If I'm 35,
you 35
and I'm not with no girl, like that's the thing. Like, I feel like you gotta find someone.
Mm-hmm. That I want to marry.
She was ready to get engaged, so like you talking to your two friends, it's like
no. But
I want to marry first.
That's cute. That's not.
Because
so you rather have a kid first?
Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane.
Yeah.
Really?
That's insane.
Wow.
Only thing, to be honest, only stop me from having kids money. If I had money, I'd probably have a kid.
Yeah, I'm not binding myself to anybody for life. At least with marriage, we can divorce if need be. But the kid is like that's the real marriage.
Yeah. Well, I look at it this way. Let's say mama, for instance. I know for a fact she would be a great mom. So that's why it's not.
Oh yeah, I can see.
And we break up, like
y'all still be good co-parents.
Yeah, like,
I can see it.
I don't see that just derailing. Like I mean, child support court and other shit. Like I don't see that happening.
I can see it in that way, but I need some insurance.
I understand. I get that. Whatever. But yeah, so if I'm like 40 with no women in sight, nobody I would want to procreate with, I'd be like, damn.
You would just
have the game.
Oh, so you wouldn't just like have a baby with somebody?
I don't know if I could do that. Like, that's like when you think I'm binded to you forever. I wouldn't like you, bitch. Like, it's like, damn, we got a kid together.
But what if they're a good mom, but you don't like them?
That's possible, I suppose. It's possible. If it's possible, yeah.
Oh yeah, see, I just wouldn't have kids.
If I'm ready for kids and I ain't with nobody, I just always like get a test tube, baby.
I'm all for the test tube, baby.
You can always just hire and surrogate.
I mean,
call it a day.
Might be ridiculous or whatever. But let's talk about dating down. Okay, you've spoken a lot, Penny. You say you've done that a lot in your past.
Every guy I've ever dated, well, not dated, but every guy I've ever like really liked or like, you know, cared a little teeny tiny bit about, I've always dated down. Like they've always had less than me.
Why do you think that is?
Well, because it's a fact.
No,
like,
why do you think
why do you think that's what you do?
Yeah.
Why do you think you do that?
Oh, I don't know. It's just like, I think for me, it also comes from like the social circles that I used to run in. A lot of times I would be around a lot of artsy niggas or like niggas who were creatives. And like most of the time, 99% of the time, it was like the whole struggling creative thing. So, you know, it's just really my social circles.
Yeah, not to be like, you know, derelict, but it's like you're still really young. So most people that you're dating that are artists are still really young, so they're still getting.
Yeah, it's just like we're all trying to figure it out. But even in that, I still was dating down because I still had more than them.
Right.
So it's like.
Do you date down, sir? I don't know if I've ever dated down ever. Really.
I mean, dating down doesn't just have to be financial though.
No, it could be mentally.
I dated down like socially.
What that mean? Like, what does socially mean?
Like socially meaning like we obviously don't have the same level of class.
So.
Oh, then yeah, definitely. Like
that too. That one. Check that one off.
Yeah, but I don't look at it like that because it's like. If I like a hood nigga, then you're like,
that's what
you're
I'm
from
saying.
the hood. Like,
you're
what's
gonna be
class?
down,
like,
yeah. Like you're gonna be down like a level socially, but it's like it's cool.
Yeah, see, I feel like socially we're on the same level because we're from the same place. Like I've never been part of middle class America or rich
certain
America.
people have like no class. There's people with money have no class. So
yeah,
that's also like a weird.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's not always gonna be a financial thing. I mean, like I don't think I've ever like.
Meaning like you were more cultured than they were?
Yeah. I mean, I've dated people that had like less money than me, but I don't think it was ever like, there was never a thing.
Like they were a hindrance.
Yeah, it was never a thing. It was never like I need money, like they borrowed money or asking for money.
You ever date like a bum?
Yeah, of course. Of course I've dated
What defines
bums.
the bum though?
Like, you know,
always asking for something type shit.
No, because I've never fuck no. The most money I've ever spent.
I gotta talk to them.
Fuck no. The most money I've ever spent on a guy, and I tell people this all the time, was $60. Like as far as gifts, birthday gifts,
Wow.
I've
definitely spent some money.
I've never spent money on a guy.
$60.
So the $60, and he only got that because
that was the date gas money.
This was back when like Uber was still new to Philly. He lived in South Philly, so you know I paid for his Ubers there and back. But I was under the impression that I was getting my money back. He said he was going to give me my money back. Was he African? No, he wasn't. He was African American. That's what he was. Like, he was a lioness nigga. Yeah, when I lived up Germantown. So it was $60, but again, we talked about it, and he was supposed to give me my fucking money.
Did he give you the money back?
Fuck no, that bitch ain't never gave me to this day. That nigga never gave me my fucking money, and if he see me, he better not speak to me. So I'm gonna tell that bitch, don't speak to me unless you got my $60, bitch.
80.
Period.
Yeah, dating now. Cause even though I feel like I'm the catch in my situation. Like
cancers are always
we are the catch. I am the catch, so
like even though I'm a catch, I give her some of her props. You know, I can't.
So you think you dating down with mama?
No, I'm saying she's not. I'm trying to give her. I was
gonna like, damn.
We got props saying she's not down. Like she's definitely up even from all my bitches in the past. So it's like
she's up.
Yeah, she's an upgrade from all the bitches. But I'm still the catch though. I know I'm up from all her niggas.
Okay.
Cause she's from South Philly.
I mean, dating down, I feel like ain't that bad, depending on what you got invested in the situation.
Yeah, I've always felt like I was, like, the guys that I really liked and was seriously talking to, I was smarter than them. I had more, like, than them. Like, I would have my own place. Or even if I didn't have my own place, I had a car and they didn't. Like, you know, it was always... I
always had the car thing checked off. That covered a lot of things. You got a car.
Yeah, like, I always had, like, other shit going for me.
Like some direction or something.
Yeah, like, and just overall, just common sense.
One thing I do give it, I feel you made a great point a long time ago. You said you can't, you know, in a sense, long term, you don't want to date a bum because you was like, or someone that doesn't make more than you, like once you get to a certain, you know, fortune or whatever.
I wouldn't respect you.
If something happens to you, you need them to hold it down to keep their lifestyle afloat, and that would make sense why.
Especially if we have children.
Yeah, that's why like, they got to be at least with you or above.
You have to be my safety net.
It's not like income.
Yeah.
We're like in a partnership. That's a completely different direction.
I'm never dating a man that makes less money than me.
I mean, you can make less money within a range. Like,
if I make 90 and you make 80, that's the same thing.
Yeah, like within a range.
I actually wasn't sure, Penny. I wasn't sure what you meant by it.
No, I'm talking about if I got $20 million and you have 90,000. It's just like
you're not in the same range. Though. That's what I'm saying. If I have 20 million and you have 10, it's still the same range. Like, we can adjust our lives.
Wow.
Because I just feel like collectively, like, we 30 million in the bank. So I just feel like if something was to happen and I'm not bringing in that same money, I feel like our lifestyle change wouldn't be that dramatic.
So 100 grand to 50.
That's too much of a dramatic change.
Yeah, that's half.
Like if she's making 100 and he's making 50.
That's fuck no.
We can date, but it's not serious.
Yeah, you'll never be my boyfriend. You'll never be a fiance. You'll never be
70.
70 with good credit and property. We got this.
And property.
Liquid assets.
Right.
Like, he got a good savings. Savings is like,
Yeah.
Like, he make that 70 work like it's 100 damn near. Like,
because he's good in other places financially. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, because
75 and it's a.
I was gonna say,
and now we talking
80, really, 80 to 100K, but it's just like I like to stay like in a close range just because I know how I am, and even if my good side wanted to respect you, it's just like, just to be real, I wouldn't. Like, even if I acted like I respected you, it's just like I would be disgusted with you on the inside.
Right. So money really make you respect you more or less?
If you're my man, yeah, because if you're my man, I feel like you should take care of me.
Even though you can take care of yourself. You
Yeah.
should be able to.
Yeah, that should be like, something that I want to do. But if you're the man, like, you're going to protect and provide for me because that's what I look for in a partner and a husband. Mm-hmm. And if you can't give me that, that's cool.
See, I'm just really big on keeping shit separate but keeping communication open.
Oh yeah, my money will be separate.
Yeah.
But his money will be our money.
Oh, see, no.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a big thing on keeping shit separate but keeping communication open. Like, if we together and I'm making, $500K a year and you're only making $80K a year, you're not living off of my budget.
Right.
Well, what if he can still live off his?
You will still be living off.
You will live off your budget. Like.
No, I'm saying, so back to your point, saying that's not in your range, so that's not, attractive or so to speak, whatever.
Like, you can be attractive to me if you making $80K.
But you won't want to take them seriously, though. You want to take them seriously.
I'll take you serious, but like, it's still gonna be a difference. Like, I'll take
you can have $80K.
I'll take you serious if you're striving for more, but if $80K is your cap and you're like, oh, I'm happy, I'm comfortable,
right.
it's like, no,
this
like,
is not that.
Of course.
But if you're striving, yeah, like, 'cause we both still striving. But if you're like, no, I'm good, like, I'm like, you're not good, so this
you're not good, so we're not good.
Yeah, it's not. I want somebody that's always like trying to get more, trying to do better. Even if like you don't always achieve what you're going after, if you're constantly trying to get it, you're going to be elevating to some point.
Yeah, and that's just a general type rule of thumb because even if y'all both got 50. But only one y'all trying to get more, you like, oh, like, what?
Yeah.
Like, y'all down the same page.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it's a range. Like, it's a range depending on what you're doing and what you already have, what you already accomplished.
That's why I said I would ideally I will want to meet the man of my dreams before I get rich, just because I know that when I'm rich, there's going to be a lot more requirements that you have to meet. Like right now, I don't. Yeah, exactly. Because it's just like if I'm up here, why would I date you if you're down here? Like financially,
which I can't be mad at.
You can't.
I mean, it can't be a difference of
you
like
can't do
this.
nothing for
like,
me.
It has to be like.
But I can do for myself.
That's good, but if we're working towards a partnership, then it needs to be a situation where I respect you.
Right. Yeah. So respect is a different thing, but I'm just curious about your point of like you can't do nothing for me. So you're making $500 a year. Mm-hmm. Someone's making 2 is out the range, right?
No, 2 is in their range.
3.
All right, so I'll say even 150 then. 150 out her range. There's something that you want to do for yourself that the 150 can't do. Like it could do a lot with 150. Like what?
I just
want to fly you somewhere, buy you something.
I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't respect you as a human being, but I wouldn't look at you. Yeah, I wouldn't look at you like this my man.
And he's striving. Like his ultimate goal. He
you broke, nigga.
Then keep going. Keep moving forward.
Let me know when you.
But like you not taking him serious.
No, I can't because
broke.
It's like. No, it's not even to be that harsh. It's just like I know me. Like my heart won't let me like feel for you if I feel like
I mean I've dealt with some
you're less than me in
situations
any
where
capacity.
I had way more money, and it's always been this is this and that is that. And if it's out of your budget, that's okay. I'll go and I'll see you later.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't know. I think it's because I'm a woman and like part of that whole like man woman dynamic is just like we want you to protect and take care of us. Mm-hmm. So it's like that's just what it is.
My ideal situation.
I'm not taking care of you.
I would definitely love for a woman to have her own, but me to be capable. Not going to, but me to be capable of covering everything.
That's how I feel.
I think that both parties should be capable.
Exactly.
Yeah, it should be capable. Like if something was to happen to him, she should be capable to maintain the home and vice versa.
Right.
I think the thing is a matter of like who's the head of this household, who's taking the reins and
you
saying.
You can be the head.
That's what I'm saying. Who's taking the reins? Because I feel like there has to be.
Pay for everything.
It can't be two chiefs. Somebody has to be the one to make the final decision. Somebody has to be the one.
Yeah, because that's the. How are you going to be able to?
Pay for most.
No, if you're my husband, no, you're going to pay for everything. Like unless I want to spend my money. Like, I feel like my money is going to be the emergency fund. Like, if something happens to you,
or
then
you leave me.
What you mean?
Or the emergency as I'm leaving you, nigga. Emergency. Like I'm taking all my
Well,
money.
it
I
wouldn't
saved
be.
up and
I mean, but even if it wasn't like that, it's just like that's my money that I worked for, not the money that I was, saving up from you. This is my money. So if something happens to him, then we have my money. Yeah, we have my money to fall back on. Like, cause don't get it fucked up. I will hold my nigga down, but like, if we can, you're gonna take care of all of us.
I mean, we all come from black households. You never heard of a rainy day fund? Like
women just like stealing money and stuff.
No, like I mean, like I've grown up with like a lot of like black women that were like married, like and
I'ma
they
just
all
be like,
had
give me
rainy
this
day
much.
funds.
Right,
Yeah.
I know, we know.
Period.
It's not stealing.
You want to Target? I need this much, like just to go.
Yeah, the baby needs some new clothes.
We know. Anyway.
Or shoes.
You'd be another thing.
I would buy his birthday gifts with my money though.
That's cute. I'm glad.
If they want to go to board and need an extra 10, I really want to go. I'm with the extra 10.
I got it,
cool.
Like I want to be able to do that when I'm trying to be cute.
I bought the Wi-Fi for the room.
Yeah, but I don't want him. Like I want him to take pride in taking care of me. Like
for sure.
I got some groceries.
You should definitely buy groceries though.
Yeah, like I'm cool with that. I ain't paying no fucking bills though. You got me fucked up.
You should definitely buy groceries.
Especially if I pop out a kid, I'm not paying for nothing in the house.
Yeah, I can't
wait. She want to arrange for these kids you push out.
I can't wait till on the labs. Yeah, I'm tired of y'all saying that.
Like I'm not paying for shit.
Anyway, women, do you think, speaking of going backwards and progressing, are women getting better when they do relationships and men in trash ways of settling, or is it worse? Where do you think women stand in like relationship dynamics? Because some people think women are just like dealing with just as much shit they dealt with in the past when women had like less rights and shit like that. Women got all the accessibility and rights in the world.
As far as relationships?
Relationship type dynamics, like dealing with shit from men.
The dynamic changes, so yeah.
So you think it's better or it's the same? Or
it's the same. It's just the dynamic.
I feel like it's the same too, because it's just
they may not be as many women getting like punched on. It's okay socially, but like you were saying, right. But it's like people still go through bullshit. People still go through like random ass cheating, niggas still in lying.
Still accept it just the same.
And accept it the same.
It's the same shit. You see it going on in Hollywood all the time, and even today, like a lot more women are open with sharing their nigga anyway. So it's just like
a lot.
It's different. Like the dynamics are different, but it's the same shit.
Sharing a bitch.
Yeah, which is more rare than. Which is more rare than a woman seeing babe like
they be around. They be around.
So it's just like back in the day, like women didn't know that a nigga was out like fucking other women and creating multiple families. Now they do, and they cool with it. So it really just.
But she ain't have a right to question it. It was like most.
Yeah, exactly. Because he paid for everything.
He paid for everything, so like you have a right to question it. It's just
now it's just like you don't question it because you let him do it.
Yeah.
So it's just like.
Or because he still is paying for everything.
Mm-hmm. That too.
Because that lifestyle still exists for a lot of people.
It does.
Y'all be on dating apps?
I made a profile, but
since y'all so never.
I made a profile out of curiosity, but I've never like actively been on. Because it's just like once I made it, I was just like, this is weird. Like y'all all ugly, y'all all look weird, y'all all like rapists. And it's mostly white people, which I'm not interested in. So.
There's no black one.
It look like I might go
It do be, but
so.
like
I mean, there's like a black. Is there a black app? Is that racist?
Yeah. There's a black dating app, but I've never like.
Okay.
Made it.
Like just for black people?
Yeah, it's like black people meet. Y'all
See, that would scare me even more because then I would feel
like
like racist people are undercover and try to link up with you and kill you. Let's go on a date
and
touch your fruit.
Yeah. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
I would be afraid to be like categorized like that because I'm like, well, now this is like a little.
Y'all never heard of Black People Meet?
Yeah, the website.
I didn't know it was an app. Yeah, I think it was like a website back
then. There's another app. I forgot the name of it, but they be advertising it on YouTube.
You still. Well, I guess I can say downhill because Hill kind of won, but like Ryan Destiny's section made the stallion.
Yeah.
You agree with it, right, Tyreek?
Agree with who?
I think Tyreek was like on the fence, like he always is.
No, Ryan Destiny's section to make the stallion.
Yes.
She is sexy.
She has more sex appeal. That was that was the.
If the question is she sexier?
You died on that hill because
I got it, but I lost.
She's not sexier, but she has more sex appeal.
But to me, that makes her sexier.
Yeah, so I think they're the same thing.
Sexy
it's
is
like
not
a
the same
fine
thing.
line.
It's a fine line.
Like, cause you can you can try to be overtly sexy. Like,
you can't
like if I came in here in a bra and like Daisy Dukes and like had on makeup and looked real pretty, of course, like I look sexy. Like
Some bitches still wouldn't look sexy.
I know,
but
that's the look.
That's the look
that I'm
sexy.
trying to go for. Versus like if I came in here with sweatpants and like I was still like sexy.
It's sex appeal.
It's
her aura.
It's the aura. Like that's sex appeal.
I can roll the fine line then.
Yeah, it's like it's a fine line.
I think
but
Megan overall is sexier, but
right.
But when you look at the aura of the individuals, Ryan has.
She don't have to do as much.
She doesn't have to do as much.
To be sexy.
Whatever she does, wherever she is, wherever she's sitting or laying or standing, she just has whatever she got on is like a strong sex appeal.
Any way she look.
Yeah, I mean, from what she puts out there, obviously everybody had a days.
Yeah,
but
even the pictures, she just looks sexy. Anything is
but
there.
sex appeal is different. You know what I mean? Like it's just a different thing.
Like you could not be attracted to a person yourself, but you can acknowledge the fact that they have sex appeal.
Yeah, I roll with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You haven't thought, because of course, reportedly you're gay. But like
reportedly,
because I don't be out in these streets.
Allegedly.
I be at clubs like don't touch me.
But do you ever thoughts of like, if like girl like let me say attracted, like attraction? I say someone's attracted even though you don't want to do anything with them sexually or anything like that. What women do you like? Is Ryan Destiny one of the women that you she's attractive to me even though of course I want anything to do with her?
You're wow.
Are you asking me? Wait.
What's your type as far as
type of women?
Crazy. Like cute. You're.
Is Ryan Destiny your type? Like, is that
Q said
Q, what did you think about this question?
Q was like, you know, like the ex Tyriq.
What's his type? He don't like women, but if he did, what's his type?
If you did, who you be fucking? Like who?
I mean, for me, because like it's not like an automatic like I'm just looking at you. And
also, you've been with women a long time ago as well, so.
Right. For me, it is more of a sex appeal thing. You have to have sex appeal to be like attractive. To be like, oh damn, like she's attractive. It has to be like, because anybody can throw on a mini skirt and act goofy and jiggle her titties and be like, hey, it's just like,
they
but like,
they still want to look good though.
But like, if a girl walk in the room and like she smell good, hair flowing, outfit on point, aura is good, like that's sex appeal. Like conversation is on point, that's sex appeal. It just make you could be attracted to people and not want to sexually be with them. That's their sex appeal. Like you can be attracted to a person's aura.
See, that's interesting.
And it don't have to be like your sex appeal doesn't always have to be sexual. Like,
yeah.
You can have like a Beyonce aura where it's just like she's everything, but more so in like a goddess like.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree that you could be like attracted but not want to fuck them.
Oh, all the time. I'm attracted to people all the time and not want to fuck them.
Yeah, I thought my ex was attractive, but I just wasn't sexually attracted to him. Yeah. No, because there's a difference.
Because being attracted to somebody and being sexually attracted to somebody is super. And then you can also be sexually attracted and just not act on that.
Because you can be mentally attracted to somebody.
Okay, sexually attractive. Because Corey, you think they're attractive. They're clearly attractive, but I'm not. All right, cool. I'm with that role. Cool. Can you be sexually attractive but not want to fuck them?
No.
Okay.
And not want to fuck them?
He just kind of said that.
He gone?
No. Okay. But you didn't just say that though, right?
Yeah, you could not want to fuck somebody.
But be sexually attracted to them?
Yeah.
Why? But why would you want to fuck them?
I mean, ultimately, like
I would want to. That don't mean I would.
I didn't say you would. You like they might be married and shit like that.
But want,
or you might be married.
But want is a matter of like you. Can
like if I could, I would fuck you type of thing.
Yeah, because I'm sexually attracted to you, but that's not what you asked.
I think he's still saying no. You might just not want to for some reason, even if you could.
You just may not want to. I don't get how that's a hard thing to understand.
I don't know, because for me, it's the same thing. If I'm sexually attracted to you, like...
Hands sweaty.
Yeah, like...
I can be sexually attracted, but it's like I don't have to always want to fuck somebody that I'm attracted to.
I do.
Me too. Like I'm sexually attracted to you. Like I want to fuck. Like why else am I sexually attracted to you? If I can,
right?
Like if I'm single, you single, or whatever. You know, if you're not single, side niggas.
Side situation.
Right. But like I'm a fuck.
I mean, I don't know.
Now if I thought you were attractive, that's different.
Right.
Like that don't mean that I'm sexually attracted.
Or
to
you got.
I think you two are handsome guys. But I don't want to fuck either one of y'all.
Okay. I got my spectrum of bad shit, bad, pretty, cute, nice, cute.
Well, yeah, no, that doesn't make sense. So obviously, yeah, you're sexually attracted to them. You want to.
Now, cute. What is nothing for the
nothing?
Because that's the funniest
it's
shit.
It's just
ever.
like right between.
Is something beneath nothing?
All right, ugly. It's like right between there where he's like, yo, you just. Nothing.
So it's already nothing.
So what would a nothing? What would a nothing
look
like?
Look like a nothing girl. I'm thinking like celebrity,
but I don't want to say nobody's name.
A nothing girl. Celebrity.
Because I'm gonna still be like, I don't know who you are when I see you.
Mood.
I know like some like funny looking girl.
Yeah, like what would be a nothing celebrity?
A funny looking girl is a
nothing celebrity. You know who I just thought of? But like she might be below nothing. You know she's cool. She's very talented. Preface. The Joan that's like from Philly. The comedian chick. Quita?
Oh, Quinta.
Quinta? But she might be below nothing.
Who's that?
Quinta.
She did. Remember that skit? Like, you got money.
He got money.
Oh, yeah. She's from Philly?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
She might be below nothing. I'm not sure. But she might be nothing, though. Around that range.
Okay.
Yeah, she just nothing. It's like, you know, like...
You ain't ugly, but
you're definitely not alright. She's definitely not alright.
So alright is... Okay, so what
alright is better than nothing. Alright is like, alright, I got you. Alright
is like, I got you.
Alright, I got you. Like,
alright.
I see you.
I can see how you might be attracted to somebody.
But you're not attracted to me.
Yeah, I'm not pressed in the slightest type thing.
I'm not pressed in any shape or form.
In any capacity.
Also, a lot of white people are nothing. Like a lot of white women. A lot of white
But that's just preference,
so like black celebrities.
I just thought about that. Black celebrities.
That's just nothing. Not nothing. Alright.
But like.
You don't pay the nothing bitches no mind. That's why
You're right. No, she said alright though. So now like.
Is this a level up?
Alright is like. Oh, I got one. LeBron wife, Savannah. She's alright.
She's pretty. I think she's cute.
I don't know what she look like.
Yeah.
So who would be cute? Aisha Curry?
She's definitely cute. Like, you know.
Aisha Curry is cute to you?
She's cute.
She ain't ugly. She's cute. She's cute. Like, you know.
Pretty. I'll call Gary Union pretty. No? Really?
Yeah, I think she's pretty.
Yeah, she's
a pretty girl.
but she doesn't like when I think pretty. I think like Girl Next Door.
She
I don't
gives
know
me that
why.
though.
She don't give me. She's like sexier than the Girl Next
Yeah,
Door
yeah, I
to
see what
me.
you're saying. Yeah,
She's grown, but she's like the wife next door.
No, but I'm not even talking about that. I'm just talking about her demeanor. Like she's
She
too much of
definitely
a bitch to be like the Girl Next Door.
Is she really a bitch, or that just what people assume because of the roles?
Like in her interview, she's really like
Bitchy or
like how she was in Bring It On.
Right.
Like she's like the deliver us from evil role. Like that's like she wasn't acting. Like it was just like, you know, that's pretty close.
It was just aggressive.
Yeah, but
yeah, like bitchy kind of sort of.
Yeah, but you know, it's definitely a method to the science with the spectrum. Shout out to the spectrum. The spectrums, you know, you got to get your own spectrum, shit like that, whatever. Yeah. If you listen this far, subscribe, share. Let's start their past episodes. They're doing a bunch. I ain't gonna say it against Penny hates it for some reason, whatever. You know, a little subtle advertisement, whatever.
Bring the Fuck You Forever list back, or I'm boycotting the podcast.
It's still there.
Boycott RightonQuelive.
Did you enjoy this one even slightly better than the underrated?
Oh yeah, way better.
This was better than the last one.
I wish I had some edibles, but
you fumbled. Dropped the ball on that one, whatever.
Yeah, but you didn't even bring no alcohol. Y'all two said y'all was drinking.
Because we were supposed to be high. Like, that's why I didn't bring a bottle. Like, I'm like, we're gonna be high. You ain't drinking shit. You ain't drink shit in like 3 years. Like,
but I thought you was gonna. I thought you still was gonna bring. You never said you wasn't. And when did 4 o'clock become the time?
You should have told me I was already late in liquor store street.
So you be later? Why did you all talk about it with y'all? Because niggas, I could have been later.
For real. Like that makes sense.